You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Hey there. How are you? We're all right.
We're okay.
Come on in. Just have a seat.
We're okay. We're about to be really hot.
We're about to be very fucking
We're
hot.
very, very hot.
Welcome to a show. Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. Just a weekly show where two old guys just talk about old games. Mm-hmm. Old games.
Talking about every Super Nintendo game that God ever created.
Yep.
Noah took 2 copies of every Super Nintendo game onto his big boat. Do you think Noah let the animals have sex on the Ark, or like when the flood was over?
If they were married.
Okay. Like, did he perform the ceremonies, or
probably? He had a lot of sons. You know.
Okay.
They could have probably done it too. Just a lot of animal weddings on the boat.
Apparently, he was a drunk too, right? So he
was a drunk.
Yeah. He might have performed ceremonies that he forgot about.
Probably.
So how do you think he kept it straight? He probably didn't.
No. That's why the food chain's all fucked up. Because Noah did his animal marriages wrong.
Did he have any drink for the 40 days and 40 nights?
I only know in the Bible about it, speaking about afterward. Everything's settled.
Welcome to our Biblecast.
Biblecast. This is our Wisdom Tree podcast where we talk about the Bible and Bible video games. I'm
going to be real with you. I would absolutely be down to do a Bible study podcast, but we do it in SFW. And
all atheists studying the Bible video games.
Yeah. Well, no, we can do it like as a Bible study where it's like, okay, these are the chapters that we read, and then essentially we come on, and then I don't know, maybe your dad can be here and like explain it. And then, like, I say things like dick and titty fuck.
So was Noah's dick out specifically when he got drunk and was naked in front of his kids, right? And they all laughed at him because he had his dick out, right, Randy?
Right.
His dick was out.
Would have had to have, right?
His old, and they lived much longer back in the Bible days, so his, 800-year-old dick was out. You can only imagine a drunk 800-year-old dick. It's been aboard a boat for a real long time. Dried out sea captain's 800-year-old dick.
Was Noah proficient sea captain, or did he just kind of have to pick this shit up and go? I feel like that's probably how it was, right?
The whole world's flooded. You're not running into anything.
Yeah.
Just wait until it dries up, and that's where you land.
Yeah. Man, I bet that Ark sucked, though, with all those animals on it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of animals,
too.
It's a lot of fucking animals.
Well, I am your bearded host, Tyler.
A lot of Super Nintendo games.
Yeah. Like Dave said, where we cobbled together out of our own ambition and nihilism.
Yes. Well, this podcast is an arc that we've made out of our own ambition. We are sailing through 10 years of...
Just septic tank water.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Doing a random Super Nintendo game given to us by the Randomizer. So this week it chose for us Legend.
Not Legend the movie. Not Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Let me wipe the sweat off my brow like a lawyer in a black and white movie.
Not I Am Legend. Yeah, we're sweating.
You see Legend here.
We're sweating because
I declare it is quite the turd burger, I'm sad to say. As my mother would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, a burger cobbled together merely from turds.
We're sweating because we fear God's retribution about joking about Noah's Ark.
Yep.
We're actually sweating because we've been doing some experimenting, and so I figured we'd probably just
also with the podcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. We've been doing some experimenting with the podcast, and in the past 3 recordings. We've been running a very loud air conditioning unit.
Could you tell?
Could you tell? Yeah, essentially. I've been cleaning up the audio.
Actually, I don't want to know. Don't tell us if you could if you could tell. Just be like,
yeah, you don't want to
"That
know
was
because
good."
right,
Yeah.
you don't want to know because if one person's like, yeah, I could tell, I'd be like, all right, no, we're not running that shit
well,
forever.
we're gonna be hot forever,
Yeah, right?
So don't tell us. Don't tell us.
It's just tough for me because it's like editing that is like I'll get it to a point where it's like this is acceptable, but I feel like it is not as good as it was and
Yeah.
could be, and I hate to like slip back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I listened to our earlier episodes and they sound horrible.
Yeah.
They sound real bad.
Yep.
But what's crazy is even back then we thought they sounded okay. And listeners were like, yeah, we really like how like this podcast sounds good.
Yep.
That's what blows my mind.
Because I guess it started with Ian showed us a video of this one driver.
Yeah, for the GeForce RTX.
Right. And it was amazing. Like
It's
the
an
guy has
audio
like a
driver.
leaf blower
Yeah, and
right
a
beside his
vacuum.
mic.
Yeah.
And he turns it on and you can't hear it.
Yeah, you can't hear the
incredible.
background unless you hear this guy like clear as day.
So I happened to, when Grim and my brother built this computer for me, that's the card that went
and
in
Trump,
it.
don't forget.
And Trump, that's true.
Bucks.
And Trump. Built this like I happen to have one of the 2 cards that can run it.
Yeah, I like to think about all 3 of them sitting around the computer putting it together for you.
The Tadpog podcast. Well, I do a better Bernie. So Bernie was in the room too.
Well, he had some time on his hands.
Yeah, he was like, Tadpog, that's got to be the top 1% of podcasts. It's the only 1% I approve of.
I'm sorry. So anyway, you were saying about this GeForce RTX.
I don't know, Bernie. I don't know.
All right, that was pretty good, I feel like.
Oh.
That was the best Scooby-Doo I've ever heard.
So the first episode, we tried that out.
Yeah.
And it works extremely well. Works as advertised
It worked well, but
for one person.
Because what happens is when both of us talk at the same time, the RTX is like, I don't know what's noise and what's not noise. So
Which of you are desired?
right, yeah, exactly. So it kind of like made
Who to exterminate?
it made us a little chippy when we were talking at the same time,
Yeah.
which happens a lot because we're humans. And so, I mean, that just happens. So we didn't use that audio. I got rid of the noise by myself in Audacity and felt okay with the results.
Yeah.
And then we've been doing that essentially for 2 more episodes. And then today, we got to today, and I sent Tyler a message, and I was like, hey, man, can we please be hot and miserable? and because
You have a huge fucking job ahead of you. So you don't have time to clean up everything.
Yeah, well, it's like
It's easier to be hot for a little while now than
it's easy. It's easier.
overburden yourself.
It's easy exactly. And I've had I told you this when I came in the door. You're like, how are you? It's like, well, I've had a pretty bad mental health day. So doing this in the heat, I know really sucks, and I know you hate it. But I really
sucks.
appreciate that you're doing it.
I would rather be hot than you feel really bad.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because I'm new at removing the sound, right, and the noise, and I'm so I don't want to say OCD because obviously OCD is like a real issue that people really suffer from. I don't suffer from OCD. But I am obsessive about the audio when I clean it up, and it's like
I am obsessive compulsively,
to a point where someone might call it a disorder.
but I don't want to say OCD.
That's not true. That's not true. But I am obsessive about the audio, and I've been cleaning it up to the point where it's like it went from me doing editing in about an hour to 4 hours.
Oh,
Because it's and I'm not cutting out ums and ahs. All I'm doing, and it's because I'm not experienced with it yet. I just got to get time in, and then once I get that time in, it'll be nice and smooth. So, the benefit of doing it, quote unquote, by hand, is that we don't get that chippy
that's the handcrafted artisanal podcastery
that we used to joke about.
We're crafting this podcast by hand.
Yeah, it's like Ghost.
Or you are.
Yeah.
I just sit here and talk and provide the hot ass
Well,
garage.
I'm Demi Moore and you're Patrick Swayze, essentially.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I want to know if you can tell a difference between this and like just say last episode, for example. I can tell you what to listen for, but that might be giving you a little too much information. So I don't know. But I all that to say that I really do appreciate you, Tyler, suffering, because I know that
Just because I feel my elbows sliding to the side very slowly from all the sweat that's dripping.
No, and I've got condensation on the inside.
Eventually, my head,
lenses.
my chin will hit the table.
Yeah. Well, I think that honestly, and we talked about this a little bit, before we started, but that unit that you've got is so
It's so loud. It's so incredibly loud.
It is, and honestly, I mean, it makes a difference, but it ain't, even when it's running, it ain't fucking cool in here, you know?
No, 'cause it is very hot back here. So even this thing at full blast, it's like, this is doable.
Yeah, right. And then the tank inevitably fills up, and like 20 minutes in,
It stops.
and we pause.
And the heat rushes back in.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to say that I'm a crazy person and that I appreciate you dealing with this.
Hey, as soon as I can, I will put an official air conditioner in here, and it'll be much, much better.
And that's a lot easier to because I do that at home. Like for the stream, I cut all that noise out, and it's a lot easier because it's not. I mean, this thing literally sounds like. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner. I would say it's probably like that level, like a quiet, like a. Oh, is that vacuum cleaner like a full powered vacuum cleaner, or is that like it's somewhere between like a child's toy vacuum and like a real vacuum? So yeah, I'm curious if anybody even noticed, because if you didn't, then I don't know, probably just gonna go right on back.
Everybody tell him no. As a personal favor to me, everybody be like. No, Dave.
No,
we heard nothing.
No, I need the truth. I need to know that we're producing. Look, because
I need to know how many people have you slept with, and were they better than me? I have to know.
I need to know. It's important to me. It's important to me that
I need to know.
It's not important. I don't care how many.
I still know it's fine, but I need to know.
It's acceptable. But here's the other thing: is like.
I mean, I get it. You're with me. You're not with them. It's fine.
I feel like the last 3 episodes have been acceptable. I think that, I don't know. I also get weirded out because it's like.
You don't think acceptable is fine after like, what, 8 years?
No.
You don't want to backslide a little bit?
No.
Our Patreon's bigger than ever and you don't want to shit on it?
That's
Are you sure?
That's another reason that it should sound better. The bigger the Patreon is, the better the show should sound.
Everybody pull your donations. So
Fuck that. Fuck that. Do not follow that advice. Yes. Yeah.
Well, our Patreon's a 0. Who gives a shit?
Right?
Bring in 4 air conditioners.
We got the tin cans with the strings.
John, Ian, everyone gets an air conditioner.
Yeah.
We're recording on strings.
We're recording this on 4 individual Talk Boys. iTunes refuses to accept our cassette tapes anymore. They keep sending them back. So I don't know. That's I don't know. That's the production of the show, behind the scenes kind of stuff.
There you go. Do you want a hot behind the scenes action? That was it.
It's certainly hot. it is certainly
Your
behind
hot,
the scenes.
sweaty behind the scenes action.
Steamy. What's up, man? Tyler.
Well,
Hot boy Tyler.
It's been quite a week.
You had a birthday.
I had my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
July the Tooth.
July the Tooth. I turned 36.
You're a young man still.
And we had some plans going on for my birthday, and then we were worried that Jack's shunt malfunctioned.
Yeah, I heard
and
that.
his pediatrician was like, go to Louisville.
Yeah. Okay, so you did.
Yep.
Okay, because I remember the last time we talked, you guys were still in town. I know he was like throwing up.
Yep. So it was like his low-grade fever, throwing up, sleepy but restless, like all the signs, which we can't straight up tell anymore because he doesn't have a soft spot anymore. That was like just that little piece of skin would just pop up where
like
it was full. It's like, okay, we know something's wrong now.
meat
Now
thermometer.
it's all grown over with skulls.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. So he didn't have the downturned eyes, so we figured, okay, maybe it's not that bad yet. So as soon as I left work as soon as I could, woke up Melissa, we went to Louisville, I got him right into the ER, and they got him right in and scanned him and did everything. Not the shunt. Totally fine.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, well, what else is going on then? So it's got to do something with his eating because of all his throwing up. So now we are trying different foods, like he's going to get a genetic test to see if he has like a metabolic disorder or anything because like his new baby cousin, just a few months old, can handle like 6 ounces in a feeding. He caps out at 2.
Okay.
So it's just like we got to figure something out.
Is it like a stomach capacity thing? Or?
Yeah.
I mean,
before
obviously.
they'd said it was like delayed gastric emptying.
Yeah.
So it takes him a long time to digest
Gotcha.
it down
So it would
through
just
his
stay
lower
in there for a
intestine.
bit.
Right. So we just figure out why that is, what's going on. So now we've got that scheduled to go to Vanderbilt next week and get that done. So hopefully that will give us some answers.
Yeah. Have you thought about Rex Ronan yet?
I can't afford. He's not covered on my insurance.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
You have to be a lobbyist. You have to have that kind of power.
Yeah, you have to work for the tobacco. You have to,
Yeah.
Oh, man, if only Jack had that sweet tobacco job.
Yeah, that's right. So
I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
that's okay. I do have very different good news, though.
But that's good.
And it is
Very different. How do you
very
mean?
different in that it is a solid personal victory.
Okay.
Okay, so I know I've mentioned for a long time, and I know that it is. We laugh and joke, but it is also kind of it's a macho sort of thing. Everybody joking about porn and everything like with porn, masturbation. Everything like that, we all take good goofs. I've talked that I've given it up for multiple reasons.
Yeah, okay. But wait, you think you think porn is like a macho thing?
Yeah, I think talking about how much you like porn, I think it's definitely a macho
Really?
thing. I think it's definitely yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. I would
100%.
never view it. I would always kind of view it as more of like I don't have sex with like a bunch of women, so I watch porn. To me, it's not like super macho, but it's definitely a guy thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but for me, because since I started in the 6th grade with all of it, porn, masturbation, all of it, 6th grade, and then it was a multiple times a day thing, basically every day up until I was. This will be 4 years married to Melissa, so basically up until I was like 32.
Okay.
So 20 solid years of just beating it down.
Just tugging it nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Nerves and sensitivity? Nah, dog. Nah. And I could pretty quickly tell a difference once I stopped it and then dedicated basically everything to Melissa, which it improved the quality of my marriage, 100%. So if anybody struggles with connection or sexual satisfaction, I'm not kidding, give it a try. I mean, some people, I almost think of it like, some people, get drunk, you do whatever. For me, it just clearly now that it's not something I do, it was an issue, it was a problem. So, and I told you before, how much blowjobs stressed me out.
Yeah. It's the complete opposite for me.
See, and for a lot of people,
it's
the polar opposite.
Absolutely the opposite for me, because it's I don't have to worry about, this is just something I can enjoy. I don't have to worry about performing. Mm-hmm. It's just okay, this is a treat.
See, for me, it was just the exact opposite, because I knew can't be that fun to suck a dick. Because it looks like it's a lot of work, kind of choking on it, and immediately, because after a few minutes, I would just be hit with guilt, because I wouldn't feel like I was any closer.
Yeah.
And no matter, Melissa is incredible, the absolute best. The only time I've ever actually craved it,
and I
was
haven't
with her.
Talked to her about this.
Why don't you talk to her about sucking my dick more?
You want to call her? We could call her. I haven't talked to her about this, but I imagine that she probably enjoys it. You probably enjoy when you go down on her, right? Because you know that you're doing something that she enjoys.
But it also works for her. So I know I feel guilty in that, like, she's the only, like I think I've said before, like, she's the only person that's ever really worked with. And that was even back whenever I was doing everything heavily. So granted, it took like
all the tugging.
Right. Granted, it took like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But she got the job done. That is a testimony to her skill. So I don't want to tell this story.
All right, okay.
And then the takeaway being like, she wasn't very good at it. No, that is the opposite. She's the only person like who is amazing at it. And even whenever it was an issue, she got the job done.
Well, it's probably like, I'm not an expert, but it's probably also like a combination of, I'm sure that she's very good, but also that you love her. Do you know
love
what I mean?
her, and it's also like just, it is me not doing that every day for 4 years now.
Sure, yeah.
I feel like has definitely made everything better and made a substantial improvement.
I feel like, I'm glad that is the case, but I'm always wondered, like, are there like diminishing returns on that? Because like I've definitely gone like several days, whether it's trying or not, where it's just like, I just don't want to deal with it. It's like I got a lot of stuff I'm doing, and it's like, and when I do tug it, time for Dave's tug corner in the middle of your story. I mean, I like to enjoy it.
I'm always down for a Dave's Tug Corner.
I like to enjoy it and like fucking take my fucking time and like this is gonna be a thing. This isn't gonna. I never like to just get in and out. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's the worst. But it's like I've always wondered, like, because like when it's been like 4 days or something like that, and then Nikki and I we'll do whatever, we'll fuck or whatever, and it's like, what like at what point does it like how long do you have like what's the difference between waiting 4 days and 3 weeks? You know what I mean? Like at what point is there like, there's not that big of a difference?
I don't know.
I don't want to really test it either.
I just know, like, when we first got together, when I was just coming off of that, like,
Yeah.
we would fuck for an hour, 2 hours, like, and I'm just trying to get there, and
Yeah.
I can't. It's just like it would take me that long.
Yeah.
And
That feels good sometimes.
It does, and it's certainly like we can still do that if I'm really trying to push it back, not clawing to get there.
Right, sure.
So I'd rather be pushing it back than just like frustratingly covered in sweat, like fucking come on.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole different level of frustration that I've dealt with.
Yeah. You're not a psycho like me, but it's like I could fuck for 4 more hours.
If I'm in control of it and I know I'm going to get there and she's enjoying it, fine.
Yeah.
But if like when she's clearly like done. And I'm still just like, all right, I'm getting there. And again, that's nothing about her. She's the fucking best.
Sure.
The absolute best. So, but when we got back from Louisville, like she was like, all right, well, we missed your birthday. I'll make it up to you. And
birthday sex.
Birthday blowjob.
All right.
And
you were like, okay.
I was like, I still like she still does it all the time, and it's like it's a good like foreplay, but like I get in my head and get stressed out about it because it's just like even when I'll get there, it's just like there's an invisible wall. Once I get there, it's just like that's there, and I can't break through that wall. I had before, but getting there again, it's just like I hit that wall, and then if anything slightly goes wrong, or then I get my head more about it, and then I start to feel guilty about it because I know it can't be good for her ego because I know she's doing an amazing job, and then like thinking she's probably doing something wrong, which definitely wasn't. But this week it was like it finally like I feel like everything must have stitched back together, and it was just like
your dick husk.
Yeah,
fell
just
off.
Like shed like a Orochimaru crawling out of the
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Like my dick opened up and another dick burst out of it. And it was just like it was minutes. And it was just like this acceleration that was so fast. It was like I didn't feel guilty. And I didn't have to worry. I wasn't in my head. It was just a constant boom.
Yeah.
And it was just like, holy shit. Is this what it's like for normal people?
Well, I don't think it's. look, I'm again not an expert, but I don't think it's healthy to say normal people.
Well, I know what I was going through was definitely abnormal, and I had to take certain steps to rectify it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think.
But I don't think
from the general population that is blowjob crazy, for me to like, dude, I fucking love getting my dick said, oh, dude, it stresses me the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, I do think that like the older you get, I just think that a lot of that has to do with that too. I mean, I think the older that you get, I mean, it just makes sense the less sensitive that you are, and I think that goes. I don't know. I don't talk to a lot of guys about this.
I think I'm more sensitive now than I have been in ever.
Yeah.
I mean, because the first blowjob I ever got, I was in 6th grade, was not effective. It didn't happen again until I was like a freshman, was not effective. High school girlfriend, never effective. Like,
yeah, but she was gross.
She was awful. She was awful. So it was just never.
I mean, that makes sense.
So it was just never an effective finishing tool. It never had been, and I felt terrible for it. It was like, how is the world crazy about this? And for me, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It almost feels like you put a lot of pressure on yourself.
I do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I get in my head about it because I want this to work.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't this be working?
Yeah.
But then this week, it's like, okay, I see why this is awesome. Melissa, I'm sorry. I'm going to want this all the time. I apologize to you, but goddamn, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I feel normal, and it's just like,
I wish we had
like a whole new door like opened up, and it was just like, holy shit, thank you. I would not, without her encouragement and without her skill, I would never would have been a thing for me. Never would have been something I would have experienced.
I wish we had a soundboard with
how
the
happy
kids
I am about it.
Yay! No, that's great.
I know that's a weird story, but that was a
not
huge
for legend.
That was a huge deal for that. That is my legend. That is the huge legendary event that happened for me this week that in all my 36 years had never remotely come close to.
So you're now a member.
Yeah. Member of like blowjobs, those are good.
Yeah. I see your
those are effective.
Yeah, so you got your jacket.
In a good way.
Yeah, they are pretty great. Sometimes it's nice. More often than not, I'm enjoying it, and then I'm like, man, do you want to fuck? Because like I kind of want to fuck now.
That's good too. I mean,
more often,
I'm sure that will still happen. It's not going to be because I don't want to have. I want her to have hers.
Sure,
very much. So that won't be on the regular thing.
I wasn't projecting that onto you. I'm just saying a lot of times.
All blowjobs all the time now.
I heard you loud and clear, Tyler. She never climaxes again. I got it.
But if there's anybody here who has that problem, also know because I'd always kind of wondered it myself because I remember years ago I did NoFap.
I know
because I feel like it's always been a problem. What was I going to say about NoFap? I think they said like the diminishing returns were like after like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but it's tough for me to take like
I think it varies
advice from Reddit. Like
I'm glad it varies by the person, it varies by your experience, varies by your connection to your partner.
Yeah.
Like I think there's because death grip, if you heard that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing that you have to do like I did and just work your way out of it. Death grip was not my problem. I think it was just...
Now, death grip is where you grip your penis too tight.
So hard that nothing can compete with that. No vagina or mouth or anus can compete with your grip.
Yeah.
So nothing is effective.
I guess that makes sense. I guess I struggle with it because like a lot of times it's like I think things are more... more sexually gratifying psychologically than they are physically. I mean, it's like a combination of the two things. So I don't know. But then again, maybe I don't grip my penis too tight when I tug it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll get a good hold on it.
You get a loose swordsman's grip.
Well, I also go through fucking Astroglide like it's, cheap as hell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty much just like a crocodile mile. Crocodile quarter mile. Well, congratulations. That's good. That's very good news.
Which I told Melissa, like, I want to talk about this story. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, I know it's good.
Did you clear it?
Yeah, I did. I cleared
that's
it.
good.
Because I was like,
Do you think she'd come on right now and add her commentary
Probably
on it?
not.
Probably not. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well,
but my wife is incredible, and I couldn't be happier. And if anybody else out there has had this problem, like, I think there are ways around it.
yeah.
You know, if you were in my boat, like, I don't know, give all this a try. You know,
Well, I don't think that you're alone. I mean, I know personally at least one other person who has or had this issue.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're definitely not alone.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I don't know.
And it meant a lot to me to get over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm really
Yeah.
glad. I'm really glad to hear that.
thank you.
Speaking of rough blowjobs,
My wife gets the best blowjobs, by the way.
Well,
Just to put that out there.
when I say rough,
Put
I
that
mean
out
good. I don't think that's the wrong way.
No, it's everything. It's what it needs to be at any time when it needs to be that.
Oh, it's like the Jesus.
Yeah.
It's the Jesus
Yeah.
of blowjobs.
That's Melissa's blowjob Jesus. That's what.
I'll make that bumper sticker. I don't like doing free design work, but I will do that for free if she'll put it on the car. Blowjob Jesus.
Be better as a shirt. That'll be.
They'd be awesome as a shirt. Yeah. And then you could it could be a couple's shirt. You could be like blowjob Moses.
Blowjob Jesus and blowjob saved.
Yeah.
You can talk about legend. That's a thing we can do.
We can if you want. I'm Dave. I can tell you blowjob stories, I guess, if you want to.
No, it's up to you.
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. They're pretty good. They're pretty great. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't want to ruin a good thing, so I'm going to go ahead and just stop right there. I know everyone loves Ultima Online stories. Ever since the stinger where Phil's like, yeah, go on, tell an Ultima Online story. Ever since then, I've been like, I don't think I should tell Ultima Online stories anymore because I feel like it's a thing.
Damn it, Phil.
I feel like it's a thing to Phil, like, because in every joke, there's that kernel of truth. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm searching for that kernel of truth always, you know? But anyway.
But the kernel of truth is he doesn't want us to tell stories anymore. Just talk about the fucking games.
I don't
know. Oh,
know.
no. Tell that story again.
I don't necessarily know that that's true. Phil's a long-time listener, and I don't think that... I think we talk more about the games now than we ever have.
Probably.
Like, and that's kind of a shame because it's like
Except for the shitty RPG walkthroughs we did.
But that's not even talking about the game. That was just bad game facts.
Just like, bad Brady games. TADPOG does bad Brady games.
Right.
Audio Brady games.
So Brady games. I'm playing UO Outlands, as everybody knows. You've heard me talk about it over the last couple of weeks. I'm playing as a thief now, and I've had a very rewarding experience. I've been trying to level up my wrestling on this thief build that I call.
What's wrestling for? Disarming?
Well, you can disarm with wrestling. You can disarm with any weapon skill as long as you've got it at 80, and then you also have, I think, tactics as well at 80. You can disarm a weapon. The stealing on UO Outlands, like, they fucking hate thieves on that server. They just do. Like, everyone hates thieves. Like, just
what
to begin with. But it's weird because
not the Thieves Guild in Skyrim.
Yeah, right. Man, I just need buckets that I can put on people's heads and then just rob them. I love stealing in video games. It gives me especially when it's other real people, because it gives me a rush, because it's like
I get happiness by taking it from others.
It's not that, it's that this is a thing that I can never do in real life. You know what I mean? Like, this is truly like an experience that I can only get virtually. I guess murdering too.
For fear of prison.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, definitely fear of prison. Definitely fear of prison. But, like, I don't know.
If there are no consequences, stealing stuff sounds pretty good.
It depends. I mean, it depends. Like, look, I mean, I could justify, like, here's been my game recently in UO. Reagents, regs, they're used to cast spells. They're like physical components, material components. And they cost about 3 gold a pop. And in order to raise your magery, to 100, which is kind of the limit. You have to have a lot of them. And there's a housing problem on UO Outlands.
All of UO.
Yeah. I mean, so right. It's very, very similar to when I was playing 15 years ago or whatever, or maybe longer. And where it's just like, there's not a lot of housing. So you got a lot of people in town who are unattended macroing in town. And it's like, all right, well, this is just free regs, essentially. Like I can stealth up to a guy, just steal regs, walk away, come back, steal more regs. And it's like, this is great because I can just funnel these into my mage who will have those regs stolen from him by another thief. It's a circle of life.
Yep.
But there's like, so that's one thing. That's like the main thing. And every time I steal, I have got it macroed, Control C, that target comes up, and every time I get a rush before I click because it's like, this could be the one where the guy comes back to his computer and has every right to attack me and will attack me, and then I've got
In town, just calls the guards and you're dead.
That is true. If they notice the stealing attempt, they can call the guards and it's an insta kill. If they don't, regardless of whether they notice the attempt or not, I turn gray to the victim. So they'll know, but like mechanically they don't know. If I turn gray to the victim, they can attack me. And I've got two options. I can either fight them, which I'm not going to do, or I can run. So that's why I've got wrestling. It's like I didn't come up with this template, but like I found a template online that's like, okay, this is good. This is like, it's a dungeon thief build. So it's made with survivability in mind. So I really call it an arcane trickster because there's like 80 magery in there, which you use for like stone wall to like when you're running away, you can throw a stone wall behind you.
Okay.
You can teleport, you can cast invis if hide is on cooldown or something like that. So, but
because you can have 8 skills on a character, right?
You can have as many as you want as long as those skill totals don't exceed 700.
Okay.
You can get around that. Like that's kind of like super end game where you can like increase that maximum. But like you don't even think about that until you have the money to think about that until you get everything else pretty much maxed out. So yeah, you can mix and match, which is really nice. But I call this build, it's really more like a cockroach thief because it's all about stealing and then surviving. Whatever the outcome is surviving. But people on the server, like there's a Discord for UO Outlands, and man, like it is I guess it's not crazy.
It's probably very hard to stop. Like you see a thief you get stolen from, you just fucking lost that shit. That's just it. There's not a ton of recourse. If their stealth is high, they're just getting gone.
Well, but see, the server is so stealth unfriendly. Like, I mean, they're like, people have come in on the Discord and been like, holy shit, this server is like, has thieving, stealth, nerfed more than I've seen on any other server because like the cooldowns are crazy. They're long. And it's like, you have to wait like, before you can hide and stealth, you have to wait 10 seconds. So you just have to like stand there for 10 seconds before you can stealth away. When you stealth, you reveal. So there's none of that. There's no like phantom stealing. Regardless of whether you steal successfully or unsuccessfully, you pop up right next to the person.
What's the stealing skill for then?
Like, how do you mean?
Is it your success at getting something out of the bag?
Yes.
Without being noticed?
But
if you pop up immediately, like what? I just want to know what good is a high steal skill.
It determines whether or not you are successful, and also whether or not mechanically people around in NPCs, other players and NPCs around get the message. You notice Spiteful Crow stealing. Because if they get that message,
is that your name,
yes,
Spiteful Crow? God,
yes,
that's good.
A thief.
Oh, I love it.
It's a thief.
I love it.
And I wish I could like put things in other people's bags because I would carry cookies around and put them in people's bags. But like there is, like if someone sees that message, if you ever see the message, you notice someone stealing, just type in guards and that person's dead.
Yeah.
And I did that to somebody. Someone died in town. And if you loot an innocent corpse, you go criminal. And if anyone sees you do it, they can call guards and you die.
Yeah.
So I was stealing from a guy in the maid shop. I'm stealing his regs. And I notice a guy in the middle of nowhere. He was running, poisoned, just in town, and bleh, dies. And it's like, well, I could probably go down there and loot that corpse and then hide and wait that criminal count off. So I'm like, okay. So I start, but I don't want anyone to see me do it. So I start stealthing over to the body, and then someone else comes running down the street, sees him, starts looting him. I'm like, all right, I'm going to give this a minute, let him get as much shit as he can off this body, and then I'm going to call the guards, and then I'm going to loot this body because this guy is going to be gray because he's performing a criminal act.
So it's good.
So I can loot it and be good to go. Would you like me to end my UO story?
No.
Because I could
I want to know how that story ends.
I could go on for, I just got the stuff.
So it worked. Like once he
worked.
told all the shit, you called guards. He was dead.
He was
you
dead.
got all this stuff, consequence free.
Yes, and it's given me an idea for a grift. Grim and Holy Dumpster Diver and Choctaw, we're playing on UO Outlands together. And what I want to do is I want to start a thieves guild. I want to start a ring. And I want us to get a house, and I want there to be a front for it, like we're bakers or something.
See, this is how you get me to play.
And like, we're not a thieves, we're totally a thieves guild, but like on the surface, we're like we're a bakery, or we're like an arms merchant. We're something that's not a thieves guild. But like the thing is,
I'll be in the guild, but have no, just like GM cooking. I'm the front,
right?
And everyone else is the thief.
Deal.
I'm the guy who runs the Italian restaurant in the Sopranos.
Deal. No, I love that. I love that. Yes, please. Because like we don't have any food. But like it's.
So I'll do cooking and poisoning. So I provide all that stuff for you guys.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. But like on the Discord, like the animosity towards thieves is greater than it is murderers. Like for sure. And I feel like it is that way everywhere because
it only makes that fruit all the sweeter.
I know it does. And I've learned that I found a new hobby that I love so much because there are reds everywhere on this goddamn server, like everywhere. It's half the size of like a regular server. So it's like, man, you can't go into a dungeon for 15 minutes without like 5 reds showing up and like as of just a wall and just killing everybody in their path. Yeah. And everyone's like, haha, this is fine.
Yeah.
They steal everything.
It's just murder world.
Yeah. What they don't get is like, I'm a thief. I steal one thing. Someone gets murdered. You lose everything. They take everything. And then they kill your horse. And it's like, I don't do that. I just steal 900 reagents over the course of an hour. But anyway, like the argument is with a thief, there's less risk because you can essentially just do it naked. And if you die, you don't really lose anything. But if you look at it, like the murderer who kills 50 people before they die, like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't the reward greater than like what the thief is getting?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, the thing that I found is the most fun in the game is stealing from reds, is stealing from murderers. There was a dude who was like terrorizing the graveyard north of one of the big cities. And I was like, fuck it. It's Saturday. I'm just fucking around on this thief. I'm going to steal from that guy. Also, his name is very similar to the name of the guy who killed me the first day I played. So, like, this might be the alt. Because it's like, this dude's name was Rastafarian Brazil. And the guy who killed me the first day was Lord.
Rastafarian Argentina.
It was Rastafarian Peru. It was Lord Brazil. So I'm like, this is probably an alt character. So I'm absolutely going to fuck with this guy. Like 100%.
Yep.
And it's like, it goes back to that low risk. It's like, I don't care if you kill me. I'll be back. And it's like, I will steal something from you. And that's what he didn't kill me. I went out there once because I was like, I wanted to do it for real. I wanted to be like, I want to practice and I don't want him to kill me. I want to get good at this. I want to be survivable. And the first time he was fighting somebody outside of town and I kept stealthing and I couldn't get a good beat on him. But the second time he came around for rounds, I was just like, you know what? Instead of snooping his bag and trying to steal something specific, I'm just going to hit steal and I'm going to click on him. And what that does is just steals a random thing. Because it's like, I don't care what I steal. I just want to steal something from this guy and survive. So he sees me like, well, I'm stealthing and he runs through me. So when that happens, he gets a message where it's like, you push something invisible out of the way. So of course he goes nuts. He starts casting reveal, because he wants to kill whatever he's run into.
Yeah.
And it's like, so as he's doing, I'm like, he's going to get me eventually. So I'm just going to start moving towards him. He reveals me. I'm not close enough to steal. So he paralyzes me. He runs away because like the tactic for PKing is you paralyze somebody and then you hit a macro that's like brah, 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 brah. It's like 4 spells, right? All at once. He takes the time to say, he runs and nothing happens. He takes the time to say, I'm out of mana. And then I take the time to say, I'll wait. And as soon as I say, I'll wait, paralyze broke, hid. He runs over. I stealth away. Reach into his bag, pull out a random thing, and happened to be worth 1,200 gold, and I fucking ran. And he's beating the shit out of me as I run. So I'm like really putting this cockroach thief template to the test. I got to make it like 50 yards to town. And it's like, he is fucking wailing on me. And it's like I've seen my life and I'm like, I think I could do this. Cause it's like, he's definitely hurting me, but it's like, I might be able to make it. And sure enough, I break that fucking invisible line and he turns around and I just start letting him fucking have it. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit murderer. I got your fungicide. And then I didn't see him again the whole night. So, like, I'll take that as a fucking, this guy got demoralized because some 24-hour thief just stole his fucking 1,200 gold fungicide.
What does fungicide even do?
I don't know.
Well, 1,200 gold, that's pretty good.
I just looked it up. And to him, that's nothing. You know what I mean? That's nothing. Because it's like, when I snooped him earlier on, it's like, this guy has a bunch of shit. Like, a bunch of good shit. And I can tell that he is a good PK because of the amount of shit he was keeping on him. Because when I opened his bag the first time, because that's snooping, you know, you open it up.
That's that's a skill unto itself.
Yeah, snooping's a skill unto itself. It's where you can peek into somebody's bag. The higher the skill, the higher the snooping skill, the more likely you are to do it successfully, and the less likely they are to notice you do it. So when I first saw him out and I looked in there, I was like, God damn, this guy never expects to die. Because he had like all kinds of shit in there. Like just shit. Instead of like packing light in case he dies.
That's probably where a thief is especially hated, because if he's not expecting to die, the only thing that's going to get any of this shit is a thief.
Yeah. Well, yes. And they're also really hated because there are dudes who will be hiding at a moon gate, and what they do is they run a script, and it's like anybody who approaches, the script is running, they'll snoop the bag automatically, and they've got the script set up where it's like, if this item is in the bag, make a steal attempt. That's kind of shitty. I don't do that. I steal at moon gates.
You're an honorable thief.
Yes and no. Like calling the guards on that dude probably wasn't like honoring the thieves code, but at the same time, But yeah, I don't want to like run.
You were teaching a valuable lesson to a noob for just running up and doing it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
If anything, you were making him a better thief.
I was also role playing with this character, which was a lot of fun. I role played for like 30 minutes, like with a dude about like someone was unattended macroing, herding, which is like in herding, like the herding skill you can use on a tamer to increase the damage of your pet. So like the higher your skill is, you can increase the higher you can increase the damage of your pet, right? So this dude is just in town, unattended macroing, herding on his llama. And the message for herding is you focus the creature focuses its aggression. So I just like walked around the dude and like asked him if his llama was okay. Should we worry about it? He seems very angry. He seems like he's been angry for 20 minutes. And then it was fun because like this other dude just like rolled up and was like, yep, I will do this too. So like we started doing this bit, and it's like people started like gathering around, not saying anything. And it got to the point where it's like, I could do this, and then people won't care if I steal from them.
That's just old funny spiteful crow.
No, it's spiteful crow. He just took 50 of my reagents. It's no big deal. That's only 150 gold. That's nothing to me. That's a lot to him.
He left me this cookie.
Yeah, it's it's an okay cookie. It's about the quality you'd expect a crow to have.
Not until you have GM cook Tyronius making your cookies.
God, I hope you can make cookies. I don't know that you can. I don't know anything about cooking. The only trade skills that I've leveled up has been like lock picking and remove trap and stuff like that. So those are all GM'd. Been a busy boy.
Grandmaster, which is the high, so you hit 100.
Till you hit 100 until you're rich and can do 120. Yeah.
Yep.
But that doesn't require you to be rich. That's okay. It's fun anyway,
I did enjoy this, so it was good.
Good, I'm glad. Because I feel incredibly weird spending 20 minutes on an
Everyone
Ultima Online
loved our
story.
UO stories on the UO episode.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Well, I'm sorry, but this podcast is going to be probably for a little bit at least 10 to 15% UO every episode.
That's fine. That's fine. Start that Thieves Guild. I'll play. We'll get other people. We'll be the largest Thieves Guild in the world.
I was approached by somebody to join their unsavory guild, and I was in goofball RP mode because it was like a dude in full plate, and I was like, "You don't look the type," and he's like, "Oh, it's on another guy." I was like, "On another guy? Are you possessed?" And then he's like, "Do you want in or out?" And then I just hid. And he's like, "Good luck solo. You rob purses, we rob houses." And I'm like, "Well, I've been on the Discord. You don't rob houses."
What do you think of my hiding?
That's like Spiteful Crow's move. I've had so many people, like one dude came up to me at one time in town and was like, "Hey man, did that guy kill you too?" Hide. So I don't want to talk to you. And the guy's like, "Okay."
Well, did you hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. It sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like. What does it sound like?
The anguish of many a 35-year-old getting stolen from.
Undercut by the joy of some other 35-year-olds.
30 to 45-year-olds getting stolen from.
Coming in a mouth.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Which, of course, ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads some Wikipedia. Okay, guys. Legend. I promise it's loading. I should have been loading this when I was talking about Ultima Online, but I got wrapped up.
Focus.
Got wrapped up. Legend is a side-scrolling hack-and-slash beat-em-up video game developed by Arcade Zone. We're all familiar with, I'm sure, Arcade Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made some bangers. And originally published in North America by Sika Corporation on April 1994, and later in Europe by Sony Electronic Publishing on December 21st of the same year. It is the first game to be solely developed by the duo of Carlo Perconti and Lies Belladoni. Belladoni?
Belladonna.
Belladonna. Man, if Belladonna made games, they'd probably be horrible, but I might support them anyway. They would later go on to found Toka, not Reza, and Hyper Dev Box Japan, respectively. The game takes place in the fictional kingdom of Selec during the Middle Ages.
Tom Selleck.
It's Sellech, but I don't think that's Selech, right? That's probably Selec. During the Middle Ages, I think they called it select because that's how you pause the game. You press select instead of start. That's like a European thing. Because wasn't Prehistoric Man like the same way?
Yeah, I want to say it was.
Maybe it's a French thing because Titus developed Titus, right? Yeah. That's Final Fantasy 10 joke. I'm sure everyone got. They developed Prehistoric Man, which Carlo Perconti worked on. So half of the development team worked on Prehistoric Man, I think, as the lead graphic designer for that game.
Pretty game.
So it is a good-looking game. So in Legend... All right, we've heard about the blowjob enough.
Trust me, I've buried a lot of bones in Melissa. That's our marriage currency.
In Legend, players take control of the Night Warriors Kaor? Kaor?
Sure.
and Igor.
Kaor and Igor?
Kaor and Igor, in an attempt to defeat the corrupt son of the king of Selek, Clovis, before he manages to harness power.
Clovis Selleck.
Clovis Selek.
Clovis Selleck.
Before he manages to harness power from the imprisoned soul of maleficent despot Beldor
Beldor.
and conquers the land as a
Male
result.
porn star Beldor, brother to Belladonna. Beldor.
They do a lot of scenes together. It is awkward, but very popular. So that's Legend. It's not based on the movie Legend. Have you seen the movie Legend?
No. Wait, with Will Smith?
That's I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. No, I've not. I've seen I Am Legend, but not Legend.
Okay, I was curious about that because I had never seen Legend either. And Legend is a 1985 movie, I think, with Tom Cruise. And I can't remember the name of the woman who was in Ferris Bueller, who played Sloane. I think her name was Sloane. Mara Jade or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I can look it up. But if you're listening to this, you know. And it is a Ridley Scott movie. Of Alien fame.
Okay.
And I had never seen it before, and I really honestly wasn't interested in seeing it until I was like doing research for this game, and I was like, is this game based on the movie? So I looked up the movie, and I was like, this is a Ridley Scott movie? Okay. All right, maybe I can try to track this down, and somebody helped me find it to rent. Thank you, Grim. And I watched it, and that's a really good movie.
Really?
That's a really good movie. Tim Curry plays essentially Diablo from the video game series Diablo.
Okay. All right. Now you got me.
It is a fucking like it's rated. I remember when I was like looking it up. I was
You
like,
had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I was like, is this a movie that I can watch with Henry? It's rated PG, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, fuck no. God, no, it is not. And I even remember being a kid, like 7 years old maybe, and we had like a free HBO weekend or something. I remember like I saw like a little bit of it. It revolves essentially around the Prince of Darkness wants two unicorns to die so that the sun never rises again.
Okay.
And so it's weird because it's like dark fantasy because it is like Ridley Scott, and like there are some scenes in it where it's like implied violence, like it's horror. Like, and I liked that as an adult, but I was like, I watched the trailer and I was like, I am fucking not sitting and watching this with Henry because I'm gonna have to deal with the nightmares that inevitably he's gonna have because like these are nightmare-inducing scenes to like a 5-year-old. It's good. I recommend you check it out. Yeah. It's very good.
Did you ever see It Part 2?
I did see It Part 2.
I have not. Was it good?
I liked it.
Because I heard all the hype about the first one,
Yeah.
and I feel like I heard nothing about the second one.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked both parts. I saw, I think it was the second part. Yeah, I saw the second part with Dennis and Marion, I believe it was. And the most memorable thing about it, unfortunately, was the 4 girls who were sitting in the row in front of us started singing randomly.
Wonderful.
That was fun.
Wonderful.
And then when they weren't singing, they were on their phones. And so, yeah, I say we told on them. Dennis told on them. Thank you, Dennis. And then like someone came in to talk to them. And then, of course, they did the thing where they're like looking back at us because like, you know, they knew. And it's, but fuck them, right?
Yep.
'Em. Get the fuck out.
Yep. I'm married.
Good.
I'm not going to fuck you, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Right. Yeah. It was good. It was good. Despite that, it was good. I think the first part is better. I think the first part is stronger.
Yeah.
I think that the way that okay, so I've never read it. I want to go ahead and get out in front of that. I've never read it, and I have never seen the TV miniseries It either. So I've got
Tim Curry.
With Tim Curry, yeah. I mean, I've seen like, you know, scenes, like little
I saw the
clips.
scene where they actually used, in the library, no one's supposed to be able to see Pennywise or what he's doing. So there are balloons in this library that pop and blood goes everywhere.
Yeah.
No one can see it. So I watched the frame that like, this is done in real life. No one cannot react to the balloons happening.
Right.
Pay attention. So you see like everybody like they're frozen trying not to do anything and you see the balloon pops and they flinch.
Why not do that with CG? Like, doesn't that feel like a perfect thing to do with like CG or something?
Yep. So you see every one of them just kind of chit. He get hit with blood, and then the noise of the balloon, and they have to act like it's not there.
All right, we can only do this in 15 takes, people. I thought it was good. Yeah, I thought that I don't know how the miniseries ended, and I don't know how the book ends, but I'll tell you that I thought that the way that they kill Pennywise was pretty lame.
Yeah,
that was like my biggest.
I know
thing.
how they kill Pennywise in the TV miniseries.
You can tell me if you want. Like, I don't know if anybody doesn't want to know how Pennywise dies in the TV miniseries.
Spoilers for it.
Yeah, skip ahead 2 minutes or whatever. How does he die in the miniseries?
A slingshot with a chunk of silver.
No, that would have been better if he died that way in this movie. Yeah, it was pretty. It was like, and they even do this like fake thing where it's like, oh, that stupid plan, like it's not gonna work, and then they kind of zag back and it's like, ah, shit, it worked. Because even when it was happening, I was like, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is okay.
Okay.
Way better than the new Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, because I heard that was pretty bad.
It wasn't. They just didn't. They just remade the fucking movie. You know what I mean? And it's like the trailer made it seem like they're gonna do this like whole new creepy thing with like the kids and the fucking like creepy rabbit mask playing the fucking funeral march and shit like that. It's like, wow. And then
what's the point of a shot-for-shot remake if it's already been done?
Well, they twisted it slightly so. They're like, we'll change the kid who died.
The index finger crooks slightly differently.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what they did. And I was like, it even ends with the credits roll and it ends with a cover of the Ramones' Pet Cemetery. Like, I mean, it's like the best way I can describe the movie Pet Cemetery, the remake, is that it is a cover of Pet Cemetery. The movie that came out. I watched with my dad. Man, back when it first came out, and it's like that, I cannot believe that movie scared me back then. Because I've rewatched it since, and it's been like, this movie's fucking boring. All it took was that black cat to go, "Arr!" And I was a kid, I was like, fuck, man.
No, man.
Fuck.
I don't like it when cats are mad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they got that cat upset on set.
So scratch somebody. No.
What'd they do, shoot an airsoft at it?
Well, okay, so Legend.
We're about an hour in. You want to talk about the video game?
I mean, I guess what little we can, because I think it is a very good looking beat 'em up, side scrolling beat 'em up.
It's fantastic looking. I really do think it looks very good. Mm-hmm.
But it is so fucking slow.
It's slow. It's slow boy.
Even turned up to turbo is slow.
Well, and I couldn't so I was trying to figure out, because when I was streaming this on Twitch, it was mentioned that like there's a speed run of the game on YouTube where the guy is moving way faster than I am. And it's like, I couldn't find an instruction manual for this game. I looked, so I didn't really know the control layout. I just kind of figured it out, you know. If there's a hidden way to make the game go faster, I don't know what the fuck it is. And then we also looked on GameFAQs. Rhythm Master Paul Korn was like playing Oracle for a minute there. And it's like, and then Grimm took over. And like the GameFAQs was last updated in 2003 and it doesn't end. It's like they get you to the point where it's like the mid boss and the last level. And then the guy is like, I haven't gotten past this part. It's like, oh, this is cool.
And he never did.
This is great. It's essentially like Obi-Wan giving Luke the lightsaber and being like, I don't know, I just had this.
I never figured I'd turn it on. Good luck. And
I realized that said lightsaber. I'm very hot.
Because it is like, all right, so there was no throw to my knowledge. I cannot find how to throw an enemy.
I couldn't find a way to throw an enemy either, which is similar to Knights of the Round, which I do feel like it's important to compare this game to Knights of the Round, because in an interview with the developers, 2 guys put this game together. That's no joke.
Which is impressive.
2 guys put this game together. They had experience putting games together through Titus or Titus, and they're also French, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Just kidding. But like they're like just 2 guys. 2 guys, and they put this game together in 3 months.
That's for knowing that That's impressive.
It is impressive. It doesn't make it a great game.
Right. It makes it an impressive feat.
It does.
But not a great game.
And they say in this interview, which was on, I can give you a link if you want to put it in the show notes. It's for 1UP Games interviewed them. And they talk about they drew inspiration heavily from King of Dragons and Knights of the Round, the two Capcom beat-em-ups that came before like the D&D beat-em-ups. And they also say that it took heavy inspiration from Golden Axe, of course.
Which the magic system is straight up Golden Axe.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. And I thought the spells looked really cool. Like I think this game looks really good because it's like when you cast a spell, like it's randomly determined what happens. And like one of the spell effects is a giant skull appears and pukes out like it's like Bioblaster. It pukes out like Bioblaster on everything. And it's like, that was kind of cool, honestly.
Yep.
Another one is like a pillar of fire, and it's like, okay, whatever. Bring the skull back.
Yeah.
Bring the puke back.
Lightning, right. I don't know, puking skull.
Puking skull. Like that's the pinnacle. That's what we're going for. But they even in this interview go on to say that they got kicked out of an arcade. This is how heavily inspired they were. They got kicked out of an arcade for bringing a camcorder in and filming Capcom beat 'em ups. And they were like, we probably got kicked out because the guy wasn't claiming those machines in his shop. And it's like, or maybe you guys are just weird because no one's recording video games in 1993.
We're doing speed runs. There's no Twitch yet. Come on.
Kill screen in 6 minutes. Get out of my face. So, but anyway, I feel like it's really important to say that like, right out the bat, I feel like this puts Legend below those Capcom beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
It puts it below Golden Axe. And I don't mean that as a slight.
Yeah.
Because I agree. I think it's an amazing feat that two guys put this game together in 3 months. But it's like, it is not fleshed out like those other games are. There's no leveling system.
No. Just all the posts. Well, I guess the best you can do is collect keys.
Yes.
And then unlock some upgrades.
Yes. Well, 1-ups mainly. You get power-ups from those chests. And I did like how the chests work because twice in the game, you get a bonus round akin to like Street Fighter 2 bonus rounds, where it's like, oh, now I got to destroy this car.
Yeah.
But instead of destroying a car, you are using all the keys that you've collected in the game before you died. They all wipe if you die and continue.
Yep.
You're using all the keys that you found to unlock chests, and there's like a time limit.
Yep.
And in those chests, you can get like 1-ups, and you can get magic potions, which you use to cast spells. And you can get money bags, which is used for points, which sucks.
Yep.
But at no point can you like...
You get the lightning bolts.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You do get the lightning bolts.
Like you can hit a little bit harder.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that you...
But those go away when you die.
I see. Okay, I was curious what the lightning bolts did.
Yep.
I'm glad that you figured that out because I had no idea. I thought it had something to do with like spells or something like that. Okay, cool. I didn't realize there were upgrades. That's nice. Okay, I like that.
But very temporary because it's very easy to die. Very, very fucking easy to die.
Yeah, it is easy to die. But the game does try to balance it out with giving you unlimited continues. Although I did encounter a weird, I guess it was a bug, where it's like I died on the last stage fighting the last boss. Like I had Knights of the Round flashbacks because it's like that's as far as I got in this game was like last boss. And it's like I've been playing it. It's like I'm ready for it to kind of be, you know what I mean? It's like I'm having fun. I'll put that in like air quotes. I'm having fun, but I am ready for this game to end.
Yeah.
I'm like in that mode. And like I died on the last boss, and then for the first time, the game didn't give me that like swirling sword continue. I was like, I guess there is a limit.
He
to the
stole
number
your
of times
soul.
you continue.
If you die in the boss,
Right?
that's it.
It's gone. And then someone in chat was like, hey, see if you change the difficulty, because you can, in options, you can set easy, medium, or hard. See if changing the difficulty makes the game faster. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And so I went, changed it to hard, and then went to one player, and then start. And when I hit start, sent me right back to where I died, like that stage. And I was like, oh, all right, that's a cool feature, I guess. If you don't continue, that you can just go right back. I don't know if it was a bug or what. But it didn't seem fast. I mean, it seemed faster, but it was placebo, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you really like beat 'em ups.
I do. Yeah, I do.
like beat 'em ups okay.
I wish that we could have played this together.
It would have been fun to play together.
Because I do think that it would have been... Beat 'em ups are always more fun when you play them with
this one
another
especially
person.
because there's not a good method for crowd control in this game.
No. Because, like, everything is slow in this game unless something is going to flank you.
Yeah. Your only fast thing is your jump kick.
Your jump kick, and then you can also throw, I guess, like a clay pot or something.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But it's that beat 'em up trope where it's like if you want to use this ability, it uses up some of your life, which sucks. I hate that because I
have so little life.
Yeah, and I never want to do it. But they get around that in Streets of Rage 4. They've got a cool mechanic where it's like that's still in the game, but they give you a window of time where it's like you can regain that health back by dealing damage with like regular hits.
Okay.
So it's kind of a cool mechanic because it like kind of forces you to be aggressive after you've just done this thing. And if you get hit during that, it just kind of cuts it off. And it's like, nope, that's all the life you get. That is not the case in Legend. It's much simpler than that.
I feel like the first stage of this game is a little too hard.
It is.
The subsequent levels.
It is because the first stage has 2 bosses in it. And unless you know that you're supposed to jump kick throughout the entire game, the bosses... And that's what sucks about it. It kind of feels like...
Because like it's hard to stop and pick up items because they swarm you. It's hard to... You're just jump kicking everywhere.
Dude, you're like meleeing somebody, and if there's more than one enemy in the screen, like everyone's moving slowly, but what'll happen is... When the AI is like, I'm supposed to flank now, the AI gets 4 times faster.
Yeah, just dashes right behind you.
Just dashes right behind. Like, there's always an enemy on the screen that's like, oh, it's my job to get behind him and stab him. That's how beat 'em up AI works, but it feels shitty when they're like, oh, we're going to make them super fast.
Yep.
And
super fast, and you are super slow.
Right.
Your sword swing, super
very
slow. Your item, everything's slow. Except your jump kick. Except that jump kick.
Right. And it kind of...
Which that also just bugged me because that just got real old real fucking quick.
It's very repetitive. And the stages are long.
So I killed like the drunk barrel man in the second level.
Okay.
Just entirely with jump kicks because as long as you keep the barrel out of his hand. So I just did that fucking forever. And then I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Well, and you talking, I get it. Because it's like, that is how I got through the game, was jump kicking. And it's like, when I realized that what Paul and Grimm were telling me with every boss fight is stay on him. Like, stay on the boss, don't let him move. Stay on the boss, don't let him move. All the boss fights came down to me figuring out when that opponent is vulnerable and jump kick at that moment.
Yep.
Like, always try to keep them down on the ground, which is a beat 'em up tactic, but...
There's too much cheese in this one.
There's way too much cheese that you got to do. The tree boss at the end of level 1, you're right. Level 1 is like outside of the last level, I think the first level is the hardest.
Yep. Because that guy on the tree bridge who's larger, faster than you with a very long reach staff.
I need to look up when Mutant Apocalypse came out because I swear to you, as much as they took inspiration from Capcom, this is not even me joking. Because like they're on the record being like, we filmed Capcom games. Like that guy you fight on the log is Gambit from Mutant Apocalypse. He just doesn't throw cards.
Yep.
Like he's got the moves where he like uses the staff to like leverage and like do a double kick. You know, like he has all that shit.
And he's a fucking bitch to do because you have to just know when he's coming at you. You're not faster at all.
No, and they've all got, like, all the bosses have these, like, frames of invulnerability that is, like, impossible to determine when they have it and when they don't have it. Because it's like, I swear, that barrel guy, the boss in the second level that you're talking about, I would jump kick him and it would just be like, no damage, no damage, no damage. And then I'd try it again and it'd be like, oh, now I knocked him down. So I don't know if you have to, like, get through some kind of shield or something. There's no indicator. That's the problem. If that's the case, if you have to like knock down a shield, like some kind of shield bar, defense mechanism before you can take damage, I need some kind of indicator to let me know that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I feel like, oh, I must be doing something wrong. He's not susceptible to jump kicks. Maybe I should hit this dude with, I don't know, my sword.
Nah.
That I don't use a lot in this game.
Ever, because it's horseshit?
Because it's horrible.
I'm trying to look up a term. Okay, yeah, because the first level is you're going through the woods One, so you're going through like almost out of a town, fighting brigands and thieves. And again, like first thing is like, okay, you're fucking slow. You are fucking slow. And the second half of the level, you're in a fucking swamp moving at half the speed you were moving at.
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking bullshit.
Fighting swamp things
Yep.
who are also flanking at 5 times the regular speed.
Yep.
I mean, it is just, that's frustrating.
It's not good. Like, it's beautiful. I think music's good
I think the
enough.
music's good. Yeah, I think the sound effects are not great, but it's two guys again, you know? Like, there are dogs in the game, and the joke was you don't jump kick the dogs, pet the dogs with your sword. Because, like, jump kicking the dogs, it's like pizza when you're supposed to French fry. You're going to have a bad time. But, like, the dogs in the game literally sound like this. Woof, 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 woof. Woof. Like, it's like, oh, that's a guy. That is a guy who did this. Which, of course, it is a guy. You know, they're all guys, doing
They're
it.
just like,
But I mean,
they watched a lot of Police Academy before they did it. Like, we can totally just do our own sound effects. It's fine.
Right, totally. I know that the graphics were all done like pixel by pixel on Amiga Super Paint or something like that. And it's like, that blows my mind. They didn't have a Super Nintendo development kit. They were worried that they were going to publish this game and Nintendo was going to find out and be like, oh, we're going to go ahead and pull this from the shelf.
Man.
So everything about like the development of the game is like, man, this is like fucking punk rock. Like,
it's a passion project, and I totally respect the guys for doing it. They just like, and again, Dave, like we're talking about this game until July 9th. You can go on Steam and buy this for $1.79.
Is that right?
That is right. I don't know why it's there. It's $4.99 usually until July 9th. $1.79.
All right. Well, look, I know we're not at the point of the show where I ask you how much you think this game is, but do you think this game is worth $1.99?
No.
You don't. I do.
If you have a friend to play it with, maybe.
Do you know, was there online co-op?
There's not.
There's probably not,
There's
right?
not.
It's probably just bare bones. Like, here's a port of the game.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Online co-op, yes. I would play this game after the fact with you for that amount of money.
Yeah.
But without it, nah.
I don't even know. Like, I'll be real with you. Online co-op kind of sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine, but like nothing beats like a beat 'em up. Like nothing beats
co-op,
like couch co-op. Like, you're just
Gauntlet Legends and Pocket Change.
Yeah. Nothing beats that.
Pocket Change being our local mall arcade that lived a full robust life.
It did. It
Died,
went for a long time.
got revived temporarily, and then died an even worse death after that.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it is now a Chinese buffet.
I think you're right. I haven't eaten there. Don't know. It's like one of those like mall.
It's okay.
You know, it's like one of those
Small
Chinese places.
place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, what is that? Is it Happy Panda or something like that? Or
Yeah.
One of those places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, this
MSG flavored vegetables.
right,
MSG flavored meat.
Exactly. Where it's like, it's not McDonald's.
MSG flavored sugar.
Right. I don't know. I think it's worth $1.99, but I also think that I like beat 'em ups. You know, probably
I'm not crazy about them
more than you do.
Yeah. Scott Pilgrim versus the World is my favorite beat 'em up by far.
Such a good beat 'em up.
River City Ransom, I love that as well. Without a good system in it, like they have, like the upgrades and the shops and the money and everything like that, I don't know. Beat 'em ups are okay.
No, I get it. I get it. They're very thin.
Yeah.
Beat 'em ups are a very like shallow experience. And it's like getting, spending, because I didn't start to stream until like an hour in. And I played the game for 2 hours and got to the final boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty thin experience.
Yeah.
Granted, I played it on easy, but I also think it's weird that easy was the default. Normally it's like normal, but in this game, easy was the default.
So, because after I played, because I beat through that first level, beat the guy on the bridge, beat the angry tree face.
Yeah, like the
necrotic version of Wispy Woods.
Sure, yeah, of course. Who has this like grab attack?
That he regains life for.
Yeah, which is cool. That it drain. That's like an interesting mechanic, but it's like it feels undodgeable. You do have a shield if you hold down like R or L. You do have a shield.
Most of the time, by you by the time you pull up your shield, someone's behind you on the other side
Just
and
jump
fucking
kick.
hits you.
Just jump kick.
Yep.
Just jump kick.
Everything else, they made everything so slow.
Unless it's a dog, then pet it with your sword.
Yeah, jump kick's the only viable option. Yeah, get on them, jump kick, hit them, throw all out offense.
No.
Little strategy because just the way the game is.
Yeah.
Boss fights are, it's like, okay, well, it's just me versus this boss. That's nice. Get a break from just the flank swarm for a second.
Oh, dude, I loved it when like a boss, like there are several bosses that you'll fight where the boss will summon in regular enemies, and I
I
love
watched
it.
the wizard where he would
Yeah.
he summoned in a gargoyle.
Gargoyle, and it's like I thought that was cool too because I was even like I'm in the wizard's tower, right? And I even made a joke where it's like this guy has really got a thing for gargoyles. Like this is his interior decorating aesthetic is gargoyles, and then I get to him and he summons gargoyles. It's like, okay, now this makes sense.
He's a gargoyle-mancer.
Right.
And he looks like fucking floating sparkle Master Roshi just going across the
Yeah.
Because the second level is the city, which is substantially easier than the country or whatever. And the boss, like out of nowhere, I thought it was another mini boss because it's just. I was like, this is just the town Cooper. You're
talking about the barrel guy,
yeah,
right?
I just make the barrels.
Yeah.
So like he will only hit you with a barrel.
With a barrel. If you knock the barrel out of his hands.
So that's what I saw that, and he just has to run straight for the barrel. So it's like, all right, send over the barrel, time your jump kick right, do like 30 of these, and he's dead. It was like, at that point, enchantment broken. Like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to watch, let's see, is there a speed run of this game? Holy shit, there's one speed run over an hour. All right, let me watch this. And it's a guy just playing it being like, fuck, I hate this game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
He's like,
hilarious.
this is fucking bullshit. God. Fuck.
Was it the
So he beat it.
was it the Bob Saget Tourette's guy?
God. Man, I forgot about that.
That guy should stream.
Yeah.
That
So
was all
what-
fake, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, that was all fake.
I won't feel bad about myself for laughing at it
Right.
if it's fake.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
Our kids are gonna look at us like the way that like we look at our parents,
Yeah.
like for a lot of shit. Yeah.
Probably.
We're like, you like laughed at that guy with Tourette's? Well, it was a different time. Look, I know it was wrong, but we were all laughing. I mean, he wasn't, but
you bought EA games? It was a different time. It was a different time.
you had Amazon Prime?
You had Comcast internet?
It was a different time. We needed it.
It's because I watched the wizard fight.
Which the wizard okay, so yeah, the wizard summons gargoyles, and I would always like it when a boss would bring in minions because those minions would drop shit. And there's a chance that they would drop bread, which you could eat to restore health, or meat with a bone in it to restore health. And was
The good
always
meat.
and it was always, or they drop trash. Like a key, and it's like, dude, I don't need a fucking key right now. I got like a sliver of health and no lives left. I need fucking bread.
Give me bread.
You give me bread or you give me nothing. And then there's a dragon that you fight later on, which is that fight is very reminiscent of, I don't know if you remember the dragon fight from ActRaiser. When you get to, there's like the world tree level. And when you get to the top of the world tree, you fight this like frost dragon. The fight with the dragon in this game is very reminiscent of that. It's not a frost dragon, but it's got like the same kind of moves. And he summons minions, and that was great because he just summons dudes, like just dudes. And it's like, where are they coming from? We don't know. We're on the top of a tower, and it's like they're just regular. They're just slow, and you can just like get their bread, eat their bread, and then wait. And the dragon just chills. He's just like, I'll let them sort it out.
No, that's fine. Eat your bread.
Yeah, it was like an audition. Like if one of these minions kills this guy, I'm gonna fuck him.
This is going to be Shadowrun in 3,000 years, so go ahead.
Man, I would love to play a Shadowrun beat 'em up. Like that would be. I think the true Shadowrun fans would fucking hate it because it wouldn't be deep enough.
Of course.
But like me, like a filthy casual, would just love a beat 'em up in that setting. You know.
Just a decked out street samurai just punching softies.
Yeah, no, it'd be good, and like especially if it did have like a leveling up system, like I think that would be amazing, and you could like do the cybernetic enhancements if you want them. Like it could be very similar to Shadowrun Returns, but just in beat 'em up form.
You just make it weird bullshit, like throw a punch, LRAAXY. That's a low punch.
Well,
That's the equivalent of playing the Shadowrun RPG.
Yeah. Well, I do think actually that's kind of cool where it's like you could even play like a Decker or something, and it's like it's a Decker and a beat 'em up, but like instead of punches and shit, it's all just inputs. It's all just like up, down, B-A, right, and it's like a thing happens.
Yep.
Like the truck driving by like swerves into the enemies.
Sabin Figaro, the beat 'em up.
Yes, right, yeah, exactly. Man, I would play that if it's $10. Legend, other bosses in Legend. The final boss is Genghis Khan. They say it's Clovis, but it's Genghis Khan from Bill and Ted. And he has this, he's strong, and he has like the Mongol horde great falchion.
Yeah.
He's got that thing, which does a lot of damage, has a lot of reach. You jump kick him, but there's this jug. There's this jug in the middle of the screen, right? And it's like you can't hurt the jug, but periodically the jug will erupt into like 3 shrunken heads. And the shrunken heads will fly around the top of the screen. And if you don't destroy any shrunken head that you don't destroy, you don't jump up and destroy, will fly into Clovis, and Clovis regains health that way. Cool mechanic. Like, that's a cool thing, but it is frustrating because it is like, I'm very slow. If I don't destroy one of these things,
just perfect.
Right? It's like you're not going to get more than one.
Yeah.
He's going to be back to where he was, and it's like yeah. And there's also a timer. Like there's a timer.
Oh yeah.
And it felt like several boss fights. Like there was one in particular where it was like, oh my god, I'm fighting this boss who looked like a critter, like a giant critter, from the movie Critters. It's like if the Sasquatch and the critter fucked. Like you got this thing with a dash of Muppet thrown in there,
Critter
dash
Squatch,
of Grover.
yeah.
Yes.
Squitter?
A squitter? Man. It's a popular search term. There is like, I would swear, I was fighting this thing and it's like jump kick.
A squitter or a crotch?
A crotch? It kind of looked like a crotch. Like I'm jump kicking this thing just, instead of watching the fight, I'm watching the timer because it's like 3. And it's not seconds, it's legend time units, right? So it's like, I don't know how fast these things are going to go. 2. And then killed it like at 1. And it was, because I had to start all over.
Yep.
If it goes to 0, it's like, fuck, it's over.
Yeah.
There's an optional stage, which I think is cool.
Okay.
If you get captured on one of the outside stages, that stage ends. You are removed from that stage, I think it's like stage 4, and brought to a dungeon stage. And you have to do a jailbreak. They don't take your weapon.
Cool. Of course not. That's way too slow. Just leave it with them.
And they definitely help you escape. But because like there's a guy, like one of the executioners is like pulling this like dumbwaiter type thing. And it's, if he didn't do that, you would just be in that pit forever.
Yeah.
So I thought that was neat.
That is neat.
But there are a lot of neat things in this game. It's just
You
kind of a
got to have the
slog.
entree right. You
Yeah.
can't ride on the appetizer and
Yeah.
the dessert.
That's a really good way of putting it. Or the atmosphere, even. Yeah, that's part of it too. Just because it looks great. I really do think this game looks really good. Like I think it looks on par with the Capcom beat 'em ups that they were straight up. Well, not straight up ripping off, but heavily.
Because now I'm just
pulling
thinking
inspiration
of
from.
like, oh, it's a really hot strip club, but you have to eat the really shitty hamburger. No, can I go have fun? No. You're here for this shitty hamburger. You sit here and enjoy this atmosphere, but you eat the fucking hamburger.
I don't really even like. The last time I went to a strip club, I went with somebody who probably doesn't want to be named, but I went with that person, and we were both like, man, this kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah. Melissa and I, a few years ago, Melissa and I went. She'd never been to one.
Yeah.
So we went, And we were real fucking bored.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
We had like a drink and it was
Yeah.
like
super
all right,
expensive.
yep.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. A lot of it probably was that nobody was into it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that makes a difference.
Yep.
You know, like it's a performance.
Yeah, yeah.
If you look like you're bored and you don't want to be there, well, I probably
Yep,
don't want
sorry.
to be there
All right,
either. You
you're
know what I
right.
mean?
Yep.
And one of the dancers, you know, when they do the walk, right? Mm-hmm. They do the walk and they're asking if you want to dance. Like one of them sat down at our table and she was like, "Do either you want to dance? If you don't, just tell me. I don't want to waste my time." And it was like, "No, do not want."
Oh, with that kind of sales pitch.
She's like, "A lot of people will just talk, and I don't want to talk. I just want to know if you want to dance." And it's like, no. Which, look, trust me, if I were being honest, like that would be definitely like I kind of inside was like, I respect what you're doing, and I appreciate it to a degree.
But this kind of tactic is not going to work with the type of clientele who are usually in
right,
here.
Exactly. Because like I always go
It's
in.
about that fake connection.
Right, right. I always go into like clubs with that mentality of like everyone else here is a rube and thinks that this is all real.
Yep.
I just,
Josh dance.
I just want to see some strange titties.
And by strange, I don't mean stranger. I mean weird ass titties. Show
Maybe.
me some fucked up. Show me, let me something I can go home and try to draw. I can't describe it properly.
Why not both? I'm going to describe it to a school child and have them draw it.
I was telling Casey earlier this week about the last time I went to a strip club with Brandon, which was many, many years ago.
Of Axelay fame?
Brandon of Axelay fame, and that stripper going up to him and, "Hey, do you guys want to dance? It's my birthday."
No, it's not.
And he just
Right.
pulled out money.
Yeah.
Like he put like $100. Maybe more. It was like a stack of money.
Yeah.
And he just like slammed it on the table. "Show me your goddamn ID. If it is your birthday, you don't even have to dance. That's yours." And she just walks away.
Yeah. I think, wasn't it the same place where the stripper told him that her son, Hayden Christensen?
That's a different strip club.
That was a different one?
Oh my God. The girl who was like, here's you guys want to see a picture of my son? She gets her purse, pulls out a magazine clipping of Hayden Christensen. He looks just like this, and his name is Hayden. After Hayden Christensen.
This isn't my son,
We're all
but
just
he
like,
looks just like
"Holy
this.
shit. Was he taken away and you have no pictures of him?"
Did she follow it with like, "This is normal, right?"
Well, then after Brendan was like, "No, we got to take him home. We got to get him back to Josh's apartment." "Hey, what are you ladies doing? You want to come back and party?" "No, I got to go drive to the river." Okay.
Yeah. Cut to me low key relieved that these strippers weren't coming with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
That's the part of me who's like, "Really? You think porn is macho?" Because here we are in a strip club and someone's actively trying to get strippers to come with us. And I'm like, "I don't think I want the strippers to come with us. They live here. We live there."
The fantasy stays here.
You're right. Yeah. Locked away forever.
The light of day poisons the vampires, so they stay here.
Yeah. So it goes back to Tim Curry wanting the sun to never rise again. Oh.
For a split second, I'm sitting there talking to you. I'm like, "Man, it's getting foggy in here." Nope, shouldn't be fog in here. I think my eyeballs are glazing over with heat.
It is super hot. Once again, I apologize and thank you for sweating this out.
If I start to smell toast, I'll let you know.
Okay, please. If you start to smell toast, we can turn that air on.
But not a second before.
I swear I'm not doing it.
I know.
I know even when I texted you earlier.
It was just weird because when I squinted, it was like it does look foggy in here.
This is what it's like inside my brain. It took a lot for me to message you today and be like, "Hey, can we do this?" Because I was like, he's going to think this is some kind of fucking power move where it's like...
No, I was like, Dave just wants it to sound better.
I demand that this is...
For some reason, Dave likes it when our audio medium sounds better.
And when you replied back, once again, in my brain, you replied back, "Sure." And I was like, that was a heavy sure.
I'll make sure to include exclamation
Exclamation marks!
Sure!
Emojis. Sure, honk, honk, honk.
I just got the best blowjob of my life. Sure.
Oh, that was then?
No, I was at work. It was like the day before
It was
that.
at work?
I was
You
still,
got the blowjob at work?
I've been on the blowjob high for 2 days now. So.
Okay, I gotcha. But seriously, when are you going to get that blowjob at work, though?
Whenever. Once I have a private office.
There you go. Attaboy.
No, for anyone listening, I would never do such a thing.
No. I wouldn't.
At that racetrack I work at.
I wouldn't. Talk about putting me in a mindset where it's like, I'm never going to finish. It is that.
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, someone could just walk in and I lose my job like that. Great. I'm definitely ready to come now.
No, it'll get there. Trust me.
Right. It might ooze out like a frosting bag that's been left in a hot car. But I'll get there.
It's going to be all sticky and shit and everywhere. And it's going to be gross, but...
It's always gross.
Yeah, you want my hot car frosting? Yeah.
Yeah, baby, give it to me.
Man, through this star tip. Is that weird? It's not a slit, it's a star.
You ever wonder how many, like, just straight up penis holes there are versus slits? Right?
Holes versus slits?
Holes versus slits.
Some people it's just open, just an open hole.
Probably just like a round,
closable
like a
slit.
round, like it's kind of like nostrils, right? Some people have round nostrils. Some people have more like slitty nostrils.
Serpentine.
Yeah, I figure dick holes are probably like that.
Probably.
Right?
I don't know. If you think you have a round dick hole, send us a picture.
Send Tyler a picture. Ross, send Tyler a picture of your dick hole.
At tearing up KY. Or Ellison Lazar. Either one of those, you're fine.
Did you know a remake of Legend happened
No.
for the PlayStation? I haven't played it, but I watched it, and it looks horrible.
But to say, like, it'd be easy. If we did this for Super Nintendo, we two guys can do this again for PlayStation. Different beast.
It loses all of the charm that the first one
That's
had.
all it has.
Because that's all it has, yeah. It is like, for the most part, I didn't watch all of it because it kind of made me sad. But weirdly, like, that part of me was like, I should play this though, right? I should totally get this and play this. Like, it looked for the most part to be like, I could recognize when I skipped through, I'd be like, okay, this is pretty much like a remake. Like, they just did all the same levels and made it in 3D. You could switch, you could get different weapons and stuff.
That's okay. That's good.
So that was cool. When
You're missing, at least every other beat 'em up has multiple characters to choose from. So
Yeah.
in this one, you're just
player one or player two or Igor.
Or Igor is just a dark color palette swap with an axe.
You could choose the color of the character. I thought that was interesting.
Oh,
Like what
I
they're
didn't realize
wearing.
that.
Yeah, you can choose red, green, or blue. So that's
Okay.
neat.
All right.
That's neat. But yeah, the PlayStation version was like, I want you to watch that video. I want you to watch one of the characters jump, because it is like the floatiest floating jump that you've ever seen, and it's slow. It's slow like the Super Nintendo version too, and it is absolutely like
Make it slow. People loved it.
right. Yeah, it is like okay. So like for the Super Nintendo version,
It's a beat 'em up, but they all fight like Princess and Mario 2.
for the Super Nintendo version, they took inspiration from Capcom beat 'em ups. For the PlayStation version, like they took inspiration from Tomb Raider, because like it very much has that like Tomb Raider like aesthetic, and everything's super blocky, which like I get it. You know,
PlayStation.
it's PlayStation. What are you gonna do? But at the same time, it's like this is ugly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's real ugly. The backgrounds in the Super Nintendo version are fantastic.
Yep.
There is. Did you get to the caveman level?
No.
God, what a fucking weird thing for them to. These guys, I think, have a thing for cavemen, because it's like I worked on Prehistoric Man. Let me tell you, I know the kids love cavemen. There's gonna be, and it is just straight up. You beat a boss, the ground breaks underneath you, you fall down into the earth, and then you fight cavemen for a level. And
It's the Morlocks from the Time Machine.
make them Morlocks then. Don't make them. I am a dude with a sword. I should be slaying cavemen left and right. You know what I mean? It's like I just killed a dragon. A caveman's gonna give me
Yep.
trouble.
Yep.
But yeah, they do, because
They're cavemen. They're really strong.
they're really strong. And then they've got like a real tall dude with an axe who looks like the tall dude with an axe from like Final Fight or something. But he's a caveman version of him. Yeah, that was the caveman level was it's the worst. But in the backdrop, it's really beautiful because like there is this section of that level where it's like there's this really cool pixel art dragon that's just lying there dead, and it's like it's not gross or anything. It's just like it's huge, and it's like wow, this is very like atmospheric. If I weren't fighting fucking cavemen right now, I might be like really blown away. But no, instead, and they have bonks moves. Like they just attack you with their head. It's pretty lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty lame.
Yeah, it is.
Glad I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any achievements for this game?
I do. I have a few achievements that came in from Twitch chat. A lot of submissions. Thank you. These are my favorites. Legend, wait for it, dairy. In order to unlock Legend, wait for it, dairy, which I believe is a How I Met Your Mother reference, a show I haven't seen all of, but Nikki's seen all of several times.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where I don't dislike it, but I don't actively watch it either. Do you know what I mean? Like when it's on, like when Nikki had been watching it, it's like I would watch episodes with her and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I never felt compelled to like, I didn't feel like they were, this sounds so fucking stupid, but it didn't feel to me like they were building a world. You know what I mean?
No, you have to have, the problem with How I Met Your Mother is it's funny. I enjoy the characters, but the main character of Ted, because of the premise of the show,
Right.
is locked in stasis.
Sure.
So the longer the show goes on because of its success, the worse and more frustrating Ted becomes.
But when he gets unlocked out of stasis, he's going to love so fucking powerfully.
Yep.
Because he's been training in that stasis for, I don't know how long that show went on, 7 years, something like that.
Maybe even longer
Probably
than that.
more than that. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was cool in the beginning. You're like, is this the mother? And you get small hints about her. The next girlfriend, is this her? Is this her? But Ted basically stays the same character all throughout because you're waiting for the mother the whole time.
Yeah.
So it was too long for its own good.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I like the episodes that I saw. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. And I like the cast, too.
Cast is wonderful.
Yeah. I think it was I like sitcoms. Like, you know that I like sitcoms, but the time that it came out, it felt too sitcom-y for me at that time. You know what I mean? It almost felt like a relic almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not in a good way. Like if they would have said it in the 90s or something, I'd have been like, okay, I can get on board with this.
It was
because it was like on the tail, like having watched Community and like shows.
It's hard to come off Community.
Where it's very much like, this is not a sitcom. It's like, it's...
Community is the Larry David of sitcoms, where Seinfeld is Larry David's like work, so you can appreciate it. Like, because I heard that Larry David is a comedian's comedian. Only if you're a comedian in that world will you then appreciate Larry David's comedy. Like, only if you are a fan of certain kinds of like sitcoms and comedy to get Community and enjoy it. Because I'm surprised that went on as long as it was.
Because they riff on so many just like different like pop culture references that you really like to fully enjoy it. You really do have to be like,
and I love
kind of
Community
person
so much.
Yeah.
I love it, but
just because I don't know, as a D&D, like it was like one of the first times where it's like, okay, like this creator gets like this is obviously like because
they're a fan of D&D,
right? In the past, where it's like we're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons, and it's like I'm fighting the mop beast, and it's like it's like when you see someone
to lose my virginity finally.
Right? Or it's like when you see like a video game being played like in a movie or something like in Charlie's Angels where the kids are playing Final Fantasy VIII simultaneously.
Yeah.
And it's like, clearly that no thought was put into that. They were just like, we need a video game.
Yeah. Any other achievements?
I do. That one, so in order to unlock Legend, wait for it, Dairy, finish Legend without dying. That comes in from Dr. Drunk, a.k.a.
All right.
That is a very hard achievement to unlock. Next achievement I got is The Crow. This might be too soon. In order to unlock the crow, survive the crows, unlike Brandon Lee. Got him! There are crows in the game, which, dude, and this is, I think, like all beat 'em ups. And it's like, I truly think that this is typically a sign that a beat 'em up is paced well. It's like when you die right before you get like some kind of food that will replenish your health, because it means, okay, with a little bit more practice, I could get to that point.
Yeah.
So I do think that the game does that well. Like they've got that figured out. The overall pacing, I feel like, is very bad, where the first level is super harder than all of the levels until the end. But in order to unlock, I'm sorry, that came in from Guitaru Man Dalton. Next achievement, Soggy Biscuit. We're all familiar with Soggy Biscuit, I think. In order to unlock Soggy Biscuit, you eat the bread that has fallen into the goo swamp. Where you fight all the swamp things.
Yeah.
And that one came in from Poor Swine. And finally, my last achievement that came in from Twitch chat is how to FMK a legend. In order to unlock how to FMK a legend, fuck this boring gameplay, marry the awesome graphic design, and kill all the enemies with the same jump kick move they stole from the Turtles games.
Yep.
And that comes in from Metroid Kyle.
Makes sense.
Do you have any achievements?
I've got 3. All right, so first one, Dropkick Murphy. You unlock Dropkick Murphy by wearing the red outfit and drop kicking 100 enemies to death.
All right, awesome.
Let's see. So you married an axe murderer, and that is beat the game with 2 players because the
second player has an axe.
Is an axe murderer.
I've never seen that movie all the way through.
Oh man,
I'd like to.
I like it.
It was one that was on Comedy Central a bunch, and I remember
that's where I watched it.
Yeah, I remember watching it, but like the commercial break, something would always distract me. Like the commercial would come on and be like, I guess I'll play Donkey Kong Country or something. You know what I mean?
It was hard for me at first because it's just like it's not Wayne's World.
No,
that's what I was
and
used to.
yeah,
that's why I loved Mike Myers.
I know that feel too because I was totally expecting like, all right, this is probably gonna be like Wayne's World.
Yep.
Nope, not at all.
My last one is Mance Raider. You unlock Mance Raider by killing 20 crows.
Nice. That's a fantasy reference that I get.
Yeah.
I like that. Tyler, I have some questions for you.
Yeah, give me some questions.
Where are they now, do you think? Where is Arcade Zone now?
Well, if it's on Steam, I'm sure all their shit was bought up by a different company.
Okay.
By whom? I don't know.
You want to take a guess?
Konami.
All right. That would explain the legend pachinko machine. Love those Konami pachinko jokes.
So slow.
Just gonna
slowest slots.
Yeah. It's gonna cash in on those until the world ends. They are currently non-existent. Arcade Zone doesn't exist anymore. They made 2 games that were published, Legend, and then a game that came out exclusively for the Super Famicom, which was also a beat 'em up called Iron Commando. I watched some gameplay of it. It is a more traditional beat 'em up. It's set like a modern day. Still no throws, which was like a huge bummer. But you do get guns.
Okay.
You pick up a gun and use it. And then they developed a 3rd game that was never released. They started working on a Conan game for I believe it was the Jaguar, which didn't go anywhere.
Big oof.
Yes. And then after that, they just started 2 other companies.
Oh, they parted ways.
So they started Hyper DevBox Japan and Toka. I didn't hear. I read the games and I was like, I don't recognize any of these. Although Hyper DevBox Japan did make a game called Pocket Pool. And I thought that was worth mentioning.
Okay, all right.
Tyler, how much do you think this game is loose? Legend, loose for the Super Nintendo. How much do you think you'd pay for it?
I bet this is a uncommon to rare game. Because I'd never seen it, never heard of it.
I had never heard of it either.
There's so many others like this, and it's not great.
Yes.
$40.
Tyler, actual retail value of Legend loose on average for the Super Nintendo on pricecharting.com at the time of this recording is $54.98. Your logic was
Pretty
sound,
pricey.
and
Pretty
it
pricey.
definitely got you in the range. The Ultimate Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Master Mold Mike, says that this game is very uncommon, so not quite rare, but it's on the verge. And man, I don't think it's worth $54.
Nope. How many stars is it, though?
Well, Legend, before I tell you how many stars, I want to know what you think about the game. If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, because I don't want the stars. I don't want the stars in the Ultimate Guide to. I don't want Flopsy to sway you. I don't want Flopsy to whisper in your ear.
I got my shit written down.
Dark
dog.
secrets. If you were to give it a beard, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would give it no beard at all on the face of Fabio.
Oh,
So like a good representation of this sort of era beat 'em up swashbuckler would have been Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah.
But no. We're gonna put Fabio in this.
Okay.
Something that just looks pretty, somewhat appropriate, but just kind of weird and not fitting and not very good.
Okay. Didn't a bird fly into his face or something?
On a roller coaster. It was fucking great. He went up to the very top point and a bird smashed into his face. I saw the picture of him coasting back in, and he's just a bloody mess of feathers and everything.
So that's a beard. That's Fabio's beard,
That's true.
right?
That's true. All right.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses might they be?
The complete lack of glasses on Fabio, where he's neither bespectacled nor bearded, just very long hair and large pecs.
Okay. So are you trying to say that this is not a game?
This is the Fabio of games.
This is the Fabio of games.
where it looks
It
good,
looks pretty.
and that's it.
All right.
It looks good in certain niche markets, and that's it.
So TADPOG official opinion on Fabio looks good.
Looks good,
All right.
nichely.
Let me ask you this one more thing before I tell you what the Ultimate SNES Guide rated this game. Do you think that Legend would belong on a TADPOG Top 100 SNES games list?
Absolutely not.
I agree with you. I think that this is subpar compared to Knights of the Round, which I think is the most immediate comparison to be made on the
Yep.
Super Nintendo. And I think Knights of the Round is a better game.
Absolutely.
The Ultimate Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998, by Pat Contry, courtesy of Master Mold Mike, rated Legend 3.5 stars.
Jesus.
Now, I haven't read the review because I just haven't, but I think that I would rate it higher going into it knowing what I know about the development of the game, but like just without that knowledge, like just judging the game based on the game, I think 3.5 stars is very high.
Knowing what I know and having played it, like 2 stars max.
I give it 2.5, but I think it's just because I like beat 'em ups. Yeah.
Ugh.
And that is knowing what I know.
3.5 stars. Like, is that the highest rated game we have played yet?
No. We had didn't we have like a 4-star or something? And it wasn't even like Nick Kroll's hockey. Like it wasn't that like 4 stars or something. I feel like we had a sports game. Oh, and the Madden games, of course.
Oh,
Those are
okay.
rated high. That's probably the 4-star I'm
Yeah,
thinking about or whatever.
Those don't count.
But yeah, the reflections on this, since you've got my curiosity peak. This is from the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998. J.E. reviewed the game and says, this has the potential to be on par with Sega's Golden Axe, as it clearly draws some inspiration from / blatantly plagiarizes it. The screen-filling magic is definitely a nod to its predecessor, like you mentioned.
A nod.
As are parts of its overall presentation. The game looks great. I agree with that. And I love huge, chunky sprites, which we're not typically a fan of on the show. But more variety in the playable characters would have increased longevity. Both heroes are nearly identical and have the same limited moves. If this had the move set and diversity of, say, Streets of Rage 2, but in a Willow setting, then it could have been a contender for one of the greatest beat-em-ups of its era. Sure, I agree with that.
So
but it's not that.
If everything was different, it would have been better.
It would have been fantastic.
What a stupid review.
As it stands, it ticks all the boxes, but doesn't go that little bit extra. Presentation aside. Grab a buddy, though, and have a blast through it.
Grab a buddy. Emphasis.
Grab a buddy.
Emphasis.
Right. There is much fun to be had. Just remember to uncheck the option to share lives in the main menu, as that is just the worst idea ever. And it was reviewed by J.E. I assume that's Time Lord Josh Edwards.
Yep. Damn it, Josh.
All right. We're just going to have to agree to disagree, Josh.
You got any more questions, man? Man?
I do. I have some questions in the form of a quiz.
Hell yeah.
That came in from one Prime Inquisitor, Ross Rachel Green. Is that all that we had to say about Legend?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Probably not all we have to say about blowjobs.
Wash my hands. No, never.
All right. Ross Rachel Green has sent a quiz entitled One Word Wonders. He says, it's a bank holiday, public holiday, here on our island today called Tinwald Day. It's a day where any new laws all get agreed to actually become new laws. I'm sure it's as exciting as it sounds, but I get a day off work, so that's all that matters. When I was trying to theme this quiz, the ideas I have had are games that are blatant copies of Genesis games, and I couldn't find a list, but games made by Arcade Zone, but I don't make 3-question quizzes, and games published by Seika, but again, not nearly enough options. So, here is a quiz about games with single-word titles. All are Super Nintendo games in alphabetical order for a change of pace. All right.
Ooh.
Tyler, you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
First question. In this game, you manage a startup travel company trying to become the biggest in the world. Probably starts with a number or the letter A.
Yep. Acme Animation Factory.
It has one word. One word. Acme. Airplanes.
Act Racer.
I kind of thought ActRaiser was going to be the first one, but I don't remember that in ActRaiser. I guess technically, you're starting up a travel company, clearing out all those monsters.
Airplanes.
Airplanes, locking it in. It is Aerobiz. Aerobiz. I'm kind of interested to play that one when the randomizer chooses it. Never heard of it. Next question. In this horizontal shooter, you control young pilot Kid Ray and biologist Anita trying to stop an alien race from destroying humanity. B movie.
Airplanes.
Airplanes, locking it in. It is Biometal. All one word, Biometal,
Okay.
capital M. Never heard of that one either. It's rough.
Yep.
All right. Next question. In this escort video game, ooh la la, you play a ghost which morphs to help your friend pass obstacles. This game used the same engine from A Boy and His Blob.
Blobbert. I have no clue. I don't know. Recognize these games at all.
A game that used the same, a Super Nintendo game that used the same engine from A Boy and His Blob from the NES.
Ooh.
So you're escorting someone around.
Yep. As a ghost.
A ghost. You play a ghost. Ghost Dad?
Just dad.
Dad, locking it in. It is, that makes sense because it's a D, and this is in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
It is, in fact, Casper. Casper. I didn't know there was a Casper Super Nintendo game.
Shit, man.
But I guess that makes total sense.
All right.
Next question. In this game, two friends, Timmy and Jamie, are transported to a world resembling prehistoric Earth, populated by anthropomorphic dinosaurs. This was based on a made-for-TV movie with a similar title.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs? This is my guess. All right. Dinosaurs, locking it in. It is, in fact,
Humans.
Humans is a game that I played. Dino City, which I am actually very disappointed that we missed.
Yep.
Because Dino City is, I remember seeing that fucking box art
Yep.
as a kid and
Yep.
being like, this offends my
I sent it
sensibilities.
to you like a few months ago and was like, look at this shit.
The movie was Adventures in Dinosaur City. I
Mm.
had no idea that it was loosely based on a movie. So far, we're doing pretty good.
Oh, man.
Next question. In this game, which was originally released in 1981, you control an amphibian avoiding obstacles to reach their home. Frogger. Locking it in. I believe Frogger is like one of the last games to be published on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
It is Frogger.
All right, one,
We're
not
on
a
the board.
shutout.
We're
Not a
on the
shutout.
board. Next question. This sports game is named after the word which is exclaimed when a point is scored in soccer. Goal! Locking it in. It is, in fact, goal.
Ross probably knew they probably haven't got anything until this
Right.
point.
We need to give
some gimmies.
Yeah. Next question. This platform video game is based on a cartoon which followed a soccer team, all three of which had the same name. So the video game and the cartoon and the soccer team all had the same name, apparently.
Ugh.
And it's a platform video game. What is-
Hooligans.
Hooligans. Locking it in. It is, in fact, Hurricanes. Hurricanes. Next question. In this platform game, you control a young wizard. The title of the game is another word for a magic spell. It's after H. So we can figure this one. We can logic this one out. What's another word for a magic spell? Incantation?
Hocus pocus. Incantation.
Incantation's an I, right? And that's after H. But incantation, that's a weird name for a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Can't be cantrip. That's in the C's.
Spells.
Spells.
It's a big jump. I'm fine with the incantation.
All right, locking it in. It is incantation. Never fucking heard of it.
Wow. Okay.
Don't know what it is.
Good job.
I was working that alphabetical order angle.
Very good.
Next question. This game is a one-on-one basketball game whose title would fit before the phrase blank in her butt or his butt. I don't judge. Come?
It's cum or piss. So the only two things you can do in a butt.
All right, so just piss. I mean, come. We've already done.
Cum
past
slash
these.
piss.
Cum slash piss. Choose your own adventure game. Piss. Locking it in. It is in fact, jam it.
Jam it in her butt.
Jam it.
Well, I guess you do that first before you piss or cum.
There is, I guess, an order to things. Next question. In this top-down adventure game, you play as Nasir, champion of light, and must investigate the source of the world's corrupted water and return peace to Lakeland. Waterworld?
Waterworld. That's one word,
That's a
right?
no, I think that's two words.
Too big jump. Pirates.
Oh, probably pirates,
Maybe.
right? Pirates, locking it in. It is Lagoon.
Okay.
Lagoon. That was rough.
That's incredibly rough.
Phew, I feel like we just got jammeted.
Yeah. Feel like I got filled full of piss.
That's so much piss. You got piss, I got cum. I don't know who's got it worse. I got to think about that one.
Well, the piss is going to have an enema effect, so.
Yeah. And it's going to leak out a lot lot You're going to be rid of that way sooner than me.
Yep.
Stench is going to stick with you for
Yep.
a while, though. Last question. Funzo question. You are given the chance to go back in time to work on any video game ever made. What game would you work on? I would like to think I would work on an epic game I loved, but I might choose Link, The Faces of Evil on the CDI just to see what they were smoking. It's a nice perspective. Would you rather help develop a game that you love or a game where you're just interested in what the development of the game was like?
I don't know. I figure I'd go back and be part of the team that made an awesome game and just write my tickets.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Like a real, like an early Blizzard game.
Yep.
Like Rock and Roll Racing or something, you know?
I don't know. Maybe Final Fantasy VI.
I don't know what these guys are saying,
Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm
but
part
this
of your.
game looks sweet.
I'm on that contract though. I'm part of the team.
Gaijin, do good? Chainsaw. Very good.
No. Don't give to Steve Woolsey. I'll rename everything.
That's what I would love to see. Go back in time and do the localization for it.
Yeah, I'll do Steve Woolsey's job for the Earthbound localization.
Oh, man. How about did you take his job? I think it might be fun to just like team up with him.
Learn from him.
Yeah. And be like, no.
So where'd you get the word Esper? Last time of a girl I fingered in 3rd grade. I knew it.
No, don't let them choose what they like to eat. Just put pussy in there. I think I'd probably do like, it would be fun, and it's probably just because I'm on that Ultima Online kick, but it would definitely have been fun to like be the voice of reason when they're doing Ultima Online and being like, nah, dude, they're just gonna kill each other. I promise. Don't worry about this being like an ever-evolving world where people are gonna like come together and team up and explore this world. They're just gonna steal from each other. They're gonna kill each other. They're gonna grief each other. Just don't be sad.
Let it go.
Just don't be sad.
Lord Britain, no, you don't have to toggle your invincibility back on. No one's gonna kill you. It's fine.
People are ultimately good. I promise you.
They'll take care of the wildlife you put all around the game.
I love that. I love that that story about their like hopes and aspirations of the game. Just like, oh no, people are horrible.
Turns out take away consequences and nothing matters.
Yeah, because people want to have fun.
Yep.
We're guided by consequences our entire fucking lives. And it's like you give us someone an opportunity where it's like, no, man, this is just pretend. This is just pretend.
Thank you, Ross.
Yes.
Thank you, Ross.
Very hard, but very good.
Very
quiz.
hard.
So hard.
Well, is that all we got before I pass out?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's very hot. Again, I apologize.
No. I get it. Thanks for listening, everybody. You've been okay. Wait a minute. Before I get on all that.
All that? Are we gonna talk about all that?
All that. Before I get on that Lori Beth.
We can talk about Roundhouse.
Oh shit, dog. I'm gonna grab this batter up.
Oh yeah.
Peripheral in the corner here.
We have business to attend to.
Serious business. I'm gonna place one end on the ground.
All right.
My head on the other end, wild and crazy kid style, to turn my hold
wild
run direction.
And crazy kids.
Say the prayer we all love to say. No whammies, stop. Melissa asked me if we practiced that on Brett Hull. I was like, fuck no, we didn't.
Take 3. 367.
Pluck.
It's in the ends.
Knock.
It is, in fact, Nlock, otherwise known as NBA Hang Time.
All right. Okay.
We just did Nick Kroll's hockey. Now we got to do NBA. Another fucking sports game.
Another sports game. Oh, well. I don't remember the art of this, so maybe it won't be that bad.
We got a lot of calls. Backlog.
We do. Maybe that's what'll happen.
You were asking about him earlier.
Hang time as in hanging up that phone.
As in hanging with Mr. Cooper.
There you go. All right. We do it.
He was a basketball coach on that show.
He was.
Yeah.
You're right. All right.
So that's what I'll do.
NBA
I'll watch all
time.
of Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Sounds pretty good. It's a good plan.
Yeah. I'm willing to make that sacrifice. It's probably just as good as Legend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably is.
There's probably an episode of Hanging with Mr. Cooper where the team fights or plays against the unicorns.
Probably.
Yeah.
And about somebody stealing from somebody's fungus spray out of the locker room.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's all relevant. The longer I'm alive on this earth, the more I realize that everything's relevant.
Everything's connected.
Yeah, everything's connected. It's beautiful.
Naruto had it right. Everything has chakra. It's all
Now, see the
it's
whispering.
our strength together that makes everything right.
That wonderful whispering that you did for comedic
show
effect.
up.
It's gonna. Your people are gonna be able to hear it.
Yeah. You missed the whispering? It's back, baby.
Now with 100% more whispering.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube,
SoundCloud's exclusively where I put my
Spotify.
raps.
Yeah,
So no podcast episodes, just Dave raps
it's pretty good.
about video games.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
If
So,
you're
hey-
a $5,000 a month subscriber to our Patreon, you get Dave raps monthly.
Fuck yeah. Bi-monthly.
You get as many Dave raps as I am mentally prepared to do. You're cut to me texting you 3 months from now. Fuck, I got to do this fucking Dave rap.
The anticipation is worth that $15,000 you just dropped. Let's see. Hey, iTunes, still a big platform. Why don't you go
is.
there, leave us a 5-star written review.
Yeah.
Like that.
Bread Hole Hockey knocked us off the charts. We're back off the charts again.
All right.
So, hey,
Well,
if
we're
you-
probably going to stay off this weekend, next week.
I don't know, man. People might be like, Legend. Are they talking about the Tom Cruise movie? Talking about that Tim Curry joint? Nah, just talking about Ultima Online and blowjobs for an hour.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like we could deliver what we deliver, right?
Yep.
That's the goods.
You're right. So, I mean, we're doing all the Super Nintendo games, but there's another game you want us to do. Include that in your 5-star written review, and we promise we will get to that eventually. You want to give us a call? Probably we might hit some of those up next episode. That's 270-883-2555. You want to send us something to try for an intro? Don't want to hear about my overcoming blowjob story? You can send it to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole, Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
All right.
We're on Twitter and Instagram at TADPOG_podcast. There's a TADPOG where we put memes and episode announcements on Facebook. So just TADPOG Facebook.
Yes.
You know, where the fans go for that dank shit is TADPOG Nation. And the good boys who like their topics tightly organized.
The thieves.
That's on the Discord.
The thieves hang out in the Ultima Online channel on the Discord.
Shit. Oh,
Bit.ly
Such a good idea.
/TADPOG Discord. If you want in on the Thieves Guild, get in.
yeah.
Get
it's
in.
freaking good. Something good. Most importantly, we got that Patreon.
We do. And I have an announcement. In last night's Twitch stream, I stream on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Central, Tadpog Church, if you want to come and join for that. But last night, while I was streaming, a few people said that they wanted Tadpog masks.
The face mask, yeah.
And I said,
Cuckmaster Ashley Shake started that way with that Facebook post.
I haven't been on Facebook much recently, so that's good to know. So there were several people in there who were like, we want masks. And I was like, God, guys, I hate merch. I hate doing merch. But you can get a mask. Masks.tadpog.com will send you to Redbubble, where you can buy a mask,
Nice.
a Tadpog mask. I think it's like $12. If you want to rep Tadpog while not killing people around you, you can wear that. I also saw that I could activate that same art. It's just the album art. That's all that it is. I saw that you could also do it for stickers. So you can buy, if you want Tadpog stickers, you can also go to masks.tadpog.com and buy stickers there.
All right.
I cannot speak to the quality of any of this stuff. I haven't received samples. I do not know if they're good. I went to the product description for the mask and they were like, this is not a medical mask. So just go into that, knowing that. But I mean, if you want them, they're there. Also, shirts.tadpog.com lives again.
Oh, all right.
If you want a shirt, go to shirts.tadpog.com. I got an email from Amazon saying, we're doing shirts again. COVID's over. Was the email, was the subject title.
California's locking back down again, but COVID's over.
Right. So get the shirt. What I'm saying is,
Cove over.
what I'm saying is, if you want a shirt, get it now before I can't get them again.
Yep.
Because we're probably not going to be able to get them again. You've got a window, probably.
Yep. Here's your window.
Yeah.
Now.
Now. Shirts.tadpog.com.
So I want to say a special thank you on the Patreon. Big ups to Usurper Grimm.
Graham.
I think that may put him back on top again with a massive ass pledge. Fuck.
What'd he do? He had a thing. He had to redo.
Okay.
But still, let's say hey to Grim.
Hey, Grimm. Thanks, man.
I think maybe, I don't know. Grim, thank you.
So I do think it's a sizable increase.
Okay.
Though.
Okay, good. I didn't see that. He sent me a message saying that, hey, man, is Patreon going to bill me twice? Because I had to re-enter my pledge. And it's like, I don't know. I hope not. And it didn't.
I don't know. I hope so.
It didn't. it didn't. But regardless.
And then a huge new donor, Banthamaster, going up, kicking in that executive producer just right out the gate.
Oh, yeah. I love the name, too.
Big bump by Victor Hart. Another big executive producer level from Demented Lemming.
Demented Lemming. Thank you.
And then a beautiful increase from a beautiful man, one Andrew Rowland.
Barbecue Baron. Thank you, Drew and or Bailey. But probably Drew because it's your name.
Or probably Drew. It's Drew.
Yeah. We have some executive producers. Speaking of executive producers, these are the people who donate to our Patreon, $20 a month or more. Thank you very much for all of you who do that. It does make a huge difference. It makes our hearts and our wieners 3 times the size that a normal heart or wiener should be. I would like to thank, this episode was brought to you by Usurper Grimm, Chicks W. Dixon, Coronavirus Savior Cubicle Monkey, God Emperor Alex Pena, Cousin David Galino, Laud Mulaney Dennis, Chase Coburn, Bantham Master, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Platinum member Brett Miller, Joseph Phillips, Cody Phillips, the Eightfold Daniel Abernathy, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, give your balls a tug, Magical Sleeper, a.k.a. Big Dicked Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, congratulations on your marriage, Zeus Laser, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Executive Producer Dig Dougie, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Plinko Nick Price, and Demented Lemming.
Gotta give Chase Coburn. He's way up that list without a proper title.
Paper Chase? Chase Coburn?
Paper Chasing Coburn? I like it.
I don't know.
I'm done. Perfect. I love it.
Plinko Chase. Wait, we should do a thing where we do each Price is Right game. The yodeling game, Chase.
Yodeling mountain guy, Chase. Chase.
That's everyone's least favorite game, right? I feel like that's the game that people never understood the rules for, but just played anyway. Like, Bob's like, do you understand? Yeah.
Sure.
And then the guy would always fall off. What other games were there? I haven't seen it in a long time.
Man, of course, there's the wheel, Plinko.
Well, the wheels,
there's the matching the how much is this product.
And those are the games.
Yep, that's it.
That's weird. I used to watch that show so much, and I can't remember it. Besides Plinko and the yodeling dude, I can't remember any of the other games. In the match, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, then there weren't a lot of super high production ones. Like Plinko was the big deal.
Yeah. The one where you just like guess the price.
Yeah, it's just a jar of mayonnaise sitting on a podium.
How much is this cereal?
Yeah.
High or low? That's what it was. High or low.
Yep.
Was this Raisin Bran $4? Low. Bloop. And the little card would fly down. Sorry, it was high. And then there was that one, which it seemed like it was always a car, right? Where you'd guess the numbers. Do you remember that one? Where the car was like $8,748
Guess
or something.
the next digit,
right?
Or whatever.
Yeah. That one used to like, even as a kid, that one would kind of give me like low key anxiety because it's just like, oh my God,
It's a big deal.
it's a big deal and a hard game.
Yep.
Right?
Don't worry, you'll have a 10% chance. Go ahead.
You're right. Especially
10% chance each time.
Well, and when you get into like the 46 of that number, like the tens digit and the ones digit, it's like, who the fuck knows?
Could be anything.
So those are the 4 games and the Price is Right. I used to honestly, I remember being in first grade and being like, I hope that a woman with big titties gets sent down to play the games because she jumps a lot. And
Spin that wheel. Watch them jump all around.
Or any jumping. Any jumping. Even though they were just excited to get down to like $1, Bob. You know what I mean? Even when they call their name, it's like, okay. I remember sitting there waiting for that and being like, no, just a guy. Maybe next time.
Is it? No, not even balls bouncing. Fuck.
Yeah. Didn't even have to be an attractive woman.
Yeah.
Just a woman.
Yeah. Anything. Nothing else is going to come close to this right now at this time of day.
Yeah,
so.
right, exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna have softcore porn for 5 more years. So this is just gonna have to do.
5 more years and 12 more hours.
Just kidding. It was probably like 2 more years.
I think it's all we got. Our theme song is moved. Let's take more drive. Look at that track on the charts at tadpog.com. How you want to close this one out, Dave? I still like Paper Chasing Coburn.
Paper Chasing Coburn?
I like that.
All right. Well, let's go with that unless we hear otherwise from Chase Coburn.
It's like I hate chasing paper.
Yeah.
I'm more of a stationary gatherer. Then it's stationary gatherer, not chasing Coburn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Chase, let us know.
You pick.
You pick. It's your choice. And if you want to be Plinko Chase, we'll take it up with Nick.
That's fine. Yeah, you and Nick can play Plinko for the Plinko title.
I fucking love a Plinko showdown. I'd play the shit out of that. Put that on Switch for $5. I'd pay $5 for Plinko that you could play online with somebody else for fake money.
20v20 Plinko.
Oh my god! Yes, dude, a fucking
Smash Brothers, but it's only Plinko.
a fucking battle royale Plinko. You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
You can like shoot objects with the other opponent's Plinko chip as it goes down.
Oh yeah, it's like a first-person shooter meets Plinko. If you lose Plinko, then you get to shoot at Plinko chips.
Perfect.
Or you get to shoot, and instead of shooting the Plinko chips like off of the board, wherever you shoot, it puts like another peg.
Ah, okay. That's good. That's good.
I wouldn't pay $5 for that. $2.
$2.
$2, Bob.
$5 classic Plinko.
If it has Bob Barker in it,
Actual Bob Barker.
actual real
Yeah.
Bob Barker, $5. He's dead, right?
I don't think he is.
Oh, good.
I think he's close.
Well, of course. He's either dead or close.
He's like a cancer survivor. I remember it got
Is he
bad.
real? Oh, yeah. Oof. Well, I mean, I'm glad he survived.
So $5 for Bob Barker, $2 for Drew Carey.
Yeah, look, I like Drew fine. I never watched him really on Price is Right, but I like the Drew Carey show. And, he didn't really...
Most of the Drew Carey show.
Oh, yeah? You didn't like him on...
He got weird at the end.
Oh, really?
Once Krista Miller left, and then I
I didn't realize she left.
Yeah. Left to be on Scrubs. And then
the Drew Carey show was going on concurrently with Scrubs?
And it went on for like 10 seasons, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I remember one of Drew's friends from work was also, he was also on Scrubs. I forget who he was. And they were both on Cougar Town together after that.
That all makes sense because of Krista Miller, sure. Interesting. I didn't realize. Yeah, you can't do the Drew Carey show without Kate.
Because, the one that replaced her was like Drew's high school sweetheart who was kind of a train wreck. They got married at the end.
Way less tuggable.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
I never saw
took over running the store or whatever, and it just kind of...
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
There's a lot about the Drew Carey show that I did not know about.
Because I binged the whole thing, and toward the end, it was like, man, you're just out. It's like, I thought it was about him sort of being against everything that he is eventually becoming now at the very end.
Man, I guess it can't just all be caterpillars humping french fries.
Nope. Well, who holds that one out, Dave?
I guess is our favorite Drew Carey character.
Okay. So, until next time...
Tropical.
That's hard. Trouble
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Were you Drew Carey? I was Drew Carey.
I was either Ryan Stiles or
Dietrich Bader.
Dietrich Bader, yeah.
Tough.
It's tough. I like them all.
It's tough.
I like them all.
Like
It's a
Kate,
very
too?
tough call. Mimi would have been the easy choice, but she's not really my favorite.
Mimi's not a good character, really. I mean, I don't know. Did she get depth like later on?
I mean, when she marries Drew's brother and they have a baby together.
Yeah, wow. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Yep.
And Drew's brother, he was on
A lot of shit.
Yeah, but like I feel like
He's
he was
a character actor in a lot of shit.
Man, I forgot all about that. Drew's brother and Mimi.
Yep.
Having a baby. Yeah. That's real sitcom-y right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was a cross-dresser. Remember that was the big controversy around his brother.
Yep.
All right. There we go. We'll ponder Drew Carey. See you next week.
Bye. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot are you right now?
7.5.
Wow. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's not good.
It's
better than I
it's
thought.
been much worse.
Yeah, it has been.
This is hot, but it's been much worse.
The Octagon, I think, is the hottest it ever got.
Absolutely.
It got real hot with the blanket over
Absolutely.
top. And
so hot, Ian wasn't going to be our friend anymore.
Yeah, when Ian comes back, we're going to have to turn on the noisy ass AC again, for sure. I'm curious to see what people think.
All good.
Yeah.
No one heard it.
Yeah.